Huge. Nigga,
Huge.
the song you did
He
with R.
did.
Kelly was
I kind of forgot about a lot of that shit though, man. I
what
sent the
Bow
shit to
Wow.
your inbox, though.
That nigga was going nuts. You know what I'm saying? Now, entertainment,
I gotta get off the phone.
I'm gonna give it to what's dude shit, Soldier Boy, entertainment.
Hey, when was they
Yeah.
verses?
And hit the link at the top,
They
man. The first one.
they
Not the one
did
at the bottom.
theirs a couple months back.
I gotta go check it out.
Nigga, I think it was theirs after Raekwon and Ghostface Killer. Then it was Bow Wow and Soldier Boy, I think.
I gotta go watch both of them. I've been
Hey,
seeing.
nigga, if you don't watch any of them, watch this fucking Raekwon and Ghostface, bro. If this don't show you how you supposed to do it, just the camaraderie and just the man, just spit epic bars. It was crazy, bro.
Would you say it was better than this one? It was
Nah,
better.
hell nah, hell nah. But was it my second best versus ever?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
feel
you said
me?
this
Which
was
one
your
was
first.
the
So you
second
said this one here was your best verses?
This is the best verses that ever was played. Ain't no verses that's gonna come on or then came on, shall I say, that was better than this one that was yesterday. Nothing.
Do you think it's a matchup out there still that can top this?
It's a matchup that could what?
That can top this shit. Do you see a versus that can top this? Anybody else you would like to see that could probably top this shit?
Man,
Not just the verses that could top this shit.
the verses that could top this type of shit is like Nas and Jay-Z.
Hey, you my
Like,
that's why you my nigga. You hear me? That's why you my nigga, bro. We think alike, bro. Why I've been thinking that shit the whole time. I say the only thing really I can really think is if Jay and Nas say fuck it.
you
They'll
feel
fuck
me?
it up.
That's the only way that's gonna be as major. You gotta think the setting, bro. The whole 360 of that shit was crazy. They had Madison Square Garden be, you feel me?
Yeah.
The only people that could come close to making it like monumental and even give you the energy that Jaden was giving is like a
Jay and Nas. I said the same thing.
Nas. You feel me? Or you know, I dig into my hip hop bag type of shit. You feel me? The Roots is excellent performers. You feel me? Shout out to Black Thought. You know, the Roots.
One of my favorites, bro. One of my favorites. Top
Man,
5, top 10 for sure.
Yes, sir. Them in the verses against another group, go crazy, bro. That'll go crazy. I wouldn't know during that time. I don't know another
Wu-Tang Clan.
That'll be tight to me. But the Wu gonna overpower them with joints. Yeah. They both got joints. But the Wu gonna go crazy with just world-renowned joints, nigga. So it'll be hard for them, but it'll be a good one.
I agree.
Thanks. I mean, shit, what's your take on that last night, bro? What's your take? What's your take on that last night, bro?
Man, hold on, man. Give me a second for that. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, now my take on the shit is.
Bro, where your camera at, man?
My take, my bad, bro. Now my take, can y'all see?
Yeah, I can see. Go ahead.
Hey, look. Now my take on this shit just like this, bro. I'm LOX crazy. All right, not just for another side. I ain't listening shit with Styles P more than anything. Like my whole life, bro. Like,
hey, stop. Hold on. Wait. I was just explaining to Mr. Trey Ball earlier that I'm a Styles P fan.
You hear me?
Love Jada.
That's me too. You know what I'm saying? I'm Styles P all day long, cause that Ghost shit, that Mario shit, that Gangsta Real shit, all that shit, bro. I was trapping to that shit. That was my shit. Above Jada. Now, DIPSET though, in 03, 04, I say
top of the line.
05. 0405. Dipset crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Dipset, they couldn't drop shit. You know what I'm saying? That I wasn't fucking with. I'm talking about just the swag, the everything. It was cold, bro. But as far as last night's show, to be a big fan of both sides,
okay,
the one who let me down is the question.
Okay,
okay, the one who let you down. I'm with that. Because I got a motherfucker, somebody let me down, Joe.
Yeah, and that's what it goes. Somebody did what they supposed to do, and somebody let you down, bro.
I know who let me down.
Yeah, man.
Two motherfuckers kind of let me down. Two motherfuckers let me down,
bro. That shit.
Two people let me down, Joe.
That shit fucked up. Dipset. They just look washed, bro. They looked it.
No, it's not they look washed. It's not they look washed. It looked like they ain't got no chemistry.
I'm gonna reword it.
It looked like they ain't got no chemistry. To me,
keyword. You just said it best. You just said it best. And you know what that chemistry?
They ain't performed together probably.
You know what I think it is? I think it's the real life shit, bro. It's that real life shit, the personal shit they going through, and it's hard to bring fake love. I mean, it's hard to bring real love when it's fake, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I was just telling Corn about when I think it was Jay that he said, Joe, y'all gonna be able to see the difference. He said, "Goddamn it, Cam gonna have to act like he loved Jewel."
Yeah, it was no LOX, bro. It was no acting it out. Yeah. The LOX was the LOX.
And he said, Joe, that you gonna see they ain't got no chemistry, and then he gonna see we got chemistry. They gonna be
look how they been moving their whole life though. Ever since the LOX last album. Look how they been moving after that, doing these years like a family, bro. Like you don't hit them into too much bullshit. Because one another taking care of one another. They don't let one another get looked at in a fucked up light. They moving on the same wavelength. Even if they individuals take care of their own family, the way they move is the same. Health wise, body wise. Hey, stay relevant like this. No fuck shit. You can tell something better than them boys. Like, look. We the LOX, we gonna be this forever. You know what I'm saying? If one of y'all get into it, it's over with. We both of us gonna show up. You could tell they moving. Like, just think about that conversation they had with Puffy when they got into that argument with Puffy. All three of them was on that boy's ass. They was on fire. You ain't never seen this from Dipset gathered together besides music. Fuck music. Just group together on one accord.
Just on some real nigga shit. Real nigga activity shit, bro.
Real
like
shit.
Them niggas, you never see tell they a for real brotherly unit. Period.
And they showed you that. When they put them side by side, you saw the fake shit and you saw some genuine shit, bro. And they couldn't do nothing with that. The change, the code, nothing from top was real, bro. You can't fake your way through it, bro. You can't do it.
The shit remind you when you used to ride with your mans and them in the car and niggas going crazy, it gave you that feeling.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Man, Joe, this something we just do.
Because you know how your man finna get down. He know how you finna get down. So y'all confidence in everything.
Y'all know every verse and every lyric. Everyone, you've been listening to your man all your life.
You not finna let him look back because you know he for real. You know you for real. He gonna laugh at you after that. Like, nigga, what the fuck was you doing? Like, that shit was trash, boy. The machine. They didn't practice that, bro. They didn't practice that.
Nah, that's just what they was on, bro. Niggas talking about.
Them niggas call each other and say, hey, meet me here. And we all gonna be there. They ain't even show up on time. Show up together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas trickled in one by one.
Hell yeah. Motherfuckers came in and like, Joe, we finna do this shit like the block, nigga. Joe, you know this shit. Come on. And them niggas spit. They spit concert style, man. Like
I'm telling you, they did they shit with no vocals in the background.
No vocals.
Like he said, this is hip hop, Joe. Raw hip hop.
Natural fucking spitters. They do that in the car shit. Let's rap me and my niggas in the car. You can tell they come from that. You know what I'm talking about?
So they got points for that shit alone.
Yeah, you could have cut.
We're gonna start putting this shit together. We're gonna start trying to piece this shit together.
Yeah.
They got points off that shit alone.
You could have told them cut all the music off and told them just go, and you would have saw the difference. Them boys ready. They would have got on that mic and took over. Dipset would have been hesitant, like no music, no beats. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of boys they fucking with. They like, nigga, whatever. This a war. Beat, no beat. In here, outside, wherever you want to do it at.
The game plan was, Joe, we got better bars than these niggas.
And they knew it.
And listen, we finna show the world that bars beat that old commercial bullshit, bro. They came in that mask state. They came in that mask state like, Joe, man, you know what? Fuck that all that commercial shit. We finna beat these boys up with these bars. Then he dropped the Who Shot Ya early, and then went to the songs like, nigga, these words we talking is to you type niggas.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. It was a perfect
they had
scenario.
No song. It didn't matter. Dipset music was more energetic, swaggy type of shit. It was never no bar structure, really bar heavy. They had little word flips and shit every now and then, but it was never about the bars with them niggas in the first place. So I don't even know how the battle got booked, to be real. Cause to me, it's like
it used to be like that with Cam, though, man. Me and Cam was just talking like that shit. We just talking about that shit.
Cam used to be wrong.
That's a different lane to me. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of lane. Dipset should have went up against state property or somebody. You know what I'm saying? And they still would have.
That probably would have been a better matchup.
That's a problem too.
And brought out J.R. Ryder and all them niggas that really fuck with Dip. You know what I'm saying? Them two niggas 40. They didn't even bring 40.
They needed 40. They needed Hell Real, Joe. They needed Ryder, Joe. Yeah, they needed Uncasta.
You know what I'm saying?
They needed Aguilar. All the niggas from
it was the arrogance, bro. They the face.
Yeah.
Joe, J.R. Ryder and 40 ain't the face.
Bro.
The difference is this.
Tripping.
Them niggas cold, but
they the best spitters. They the best. If we talk about bars, if we talk about bars, they the best bars.
I don't know how the fuck so J.R. Ryder was not there.
The problem is this. The reason why J.R. Ryder and the 40 cal went there, bro, is because them niggas the face, Joe. Them niggas, like, motherfuckers like us who love bars.
Bro, my bad, Court.
Right, my fault. Motherfuckers like us who into like the music like that. We searching for
Hell Real, Joe.
It wasn't a commercial view of what Dipset was. It was Jim.
Hey, Zeke. By the time this shit touched the streets, I'll probably be shackled up on the bus with beats, but I'm a ride anyway.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Fuck was they on?
If Hell Real,
what the fuck was they on? They could have started.
Hell Real.
That shit would have went totally different,
hey,
bro. It'd have been a different energy. Him and J.R. Ryder,
bro. They
nothing.
I don't be a bro. They didn't even play. Out of all that bullshit, bro, they didn't even play Santana song cry. You see him, man? She never.
Yeah.
Bro, they was tweaking. I'm like, what?
I just told Quan, no, they ain't do Red Bandana, Joe. They didn't do Weatherman.
Come home with me.
Oh, they ain't do Weatherman, Joe.
Now imagine this.
Come home with me.
Imagine this. Okay,
cool.
You start pulling from these solo albums and shit, and not Dipset. Let's just pull from solo albums. It changed the narrative. We gonna talk about Jadakiss solo album style. If they start pulling from that, they didn't play none of that.
Dipset only known for the red and blue, bro. For the red and blue, purple haze. You know what I'm saying? When we talking about Jadakiss, bro, we fuck the mainstream shit. Mixtapes alone. Styles P alone.
He said that. He said, I got mixtape and freestyles bigger than some of your commercial joints.
He not capping. And he went lying. He went lying, bro. That's why I say I don't even know how they got matched, bro. That shit was retarded.
The coldest moment to me, one of the coldest moments outside the Who Shot Ya shit was this. Them niggas got to talking that gang bang shit like blood. That nigga Styles P say, Joe, I've been doing this shit before.
I've been banging before banging.
But since 7 years old. And then the verse that he dropped without the lyrics and the clarity of this verse was so killer. It was on the level of the Who Shot Ya verse from Jada.
Real shit.
Bro, this shit, what them niggas did last night, bro.
I knew it was a problem at the very beginning, man. And I ain't gonna even stunt. You go back and I'm gonna tell you exactly where I pictured it.
First did his first verse, bro. I'm like,
even before that.
What the fuck is you doing?
Even before that. When them niggas got on the first,
out or what?
So when them niggas first got on the stage, before anybody even rapped, them niggas was jumping around acting a motherfucking fool, man. And that nigga
Hey, they
Jada
say
was
Kim Jones
standing
fell
over
off the
there.
stage, bro. They clowning the shit out of him right now, bro.
Man, that nigga
They
Jada
booed.
was standing over there by himself, Joe, while all them niggas was running around on the stage. Just before anybody did any joint. And that
Bro, they
man was
tried to.
standing over there with his hands like this, Joe, and one saying nothing to nobody.
Facts.
Everybody else was running around acting an ass.
They was trying
Facts.
to do a
That's what I
scene,
said,
bro. He
Joe.
was trying to create a scene. Cam tried to do a big ass
Jada,
scene
Joe.
to
That
my
nigga,
niggas out
That's why I
here.
said, Joe,
Boom, here
Jada
I
ain't come
come
to play,
off
man.
the launch here. And that
This
shit
nigga Jada ain't
backfired,
come to
bro.
play, Joe. On the
It was
real.
That
That
shit
them
nigga
three
stood
backfired.
over there
that
niggas.
like a
nigga,
motherfucking boss.
that nigga was posted like,
Just looking.
On the real, he
Just
was just
looking.
standing there, Joe, peeping the
Yeah,
whole
he
scene,
was
Joe.
because
I
you
like,
said,
know
Joe,
what he
this
was
nigga
seeing?
he was
The
like
did not
7 yards.
come
He knew
he was
what was
to
like
about.
play.
7 yards. He was like 7 yards away from everybody.
Everybody, Joe,
Because
the man was standing there by himself. I said,
he
Joe,
knew
this
what
Far
was
as
gonna
hell,
happen,
like
bro.
did not come
He knew what he was. Besides the
to
fact he
play.
was looking like a damn fool in the first place, he better off came out with a purple or pink motherfucking coat on, bro. Than that
Them
bullshit
niggas,
he had on.
them niggas came out like the for real
He
street,
needed that
nigga.
motherfucker pink
Them
coat.
niggas was
He
not
did, bro.
playing
He
with
should
these
have
niggas.
came with his signature shit, like okay, purple coat, pink coat, brought it back for a minute, and you know what I'm saying? They was fucked up all across the board,
Man,
bro.
look, you can't do that
All
with the
across. I don't
LOX.
know if it's the
You know that?
drugs. I don't know if it's the
hey,
drugs, bro.
they made a post and they said, goddamn it, that nigga Jewels came. That nigga came out with his whole motherfucking luggage on. They say he had his whole
Man, that
luggage
man
He
on.
had on
did,
a
bro.
His
piece of
whole
Hey,
jewelry.
clothing
listen, the
He said he
battle
had
from
was
his.
every
over.
motherfucking video he ever made. He had on a piece of clothing.
He
Right,
did.
Last
man.
night.
And he
Why you
thought, I
got
don't
He
know
this
had
what
on
he
big
thought
ass
it was,
coat
but his
on,
hands was
bro?
getting
every
hot in that
video.
shit, bro. I
That
think he
man
had
had
a
on.
He
left
took it
elbow
off. He
roll.
took it off. That nigga
That
Styles P
man had
snatched off that nigga bandana and
Bro,
stepped on
it
it.
was
on
over
the
with.
real.
When that happened, the battle was over. Ain't no coming back from that. And the real
They
shit,
snatched off his shit,
to
bro.
be real, the boy was scared. I'm gonna be real with you. The boy
Yeah,
was
you
And,
see that
scared.
body
and,
language of beef.
and he was
Listen,
out there by
Dipset
himself,
was
Joe.
scared as fuck up there, boy. Go
Bro,
watch that
and he
shit
was
again.
out there by
Go
himself,
watch
man,
Freaky
Joe.
Zeke. Go watch
Cam
Freaky
had
Zeke.
already done left off the
Go watch
motherfucking
Freaky
stage,
Zeke
Joe.
run up
Freaky
up
had to come
on
back on the
Sheik Luke.
stage for Jewels, Joe.
You ain't want that. I hear
Jimmy
you.
didn't come back out there.
They don't
Cam
want no
didn't come
action.
back out there.
Go watch.
That man was
Go
on the
watch.
stage by himself.
These are things you need to watch
Hey,
for in the video, bro.
On what?
Go watch
At what part?
that
At
nigga
what
run
point
up
in
on
this?
Sheik Luch. Freak Zeke
At
run
the
up
at
on
the
Sheik
part
Luch.
where
That nigga
goddamn it,
dipped
Jada
off. Like I don't
snatched
want no problems, bro.
Jewel Santana's bandana off, Joe, and threw it on the floor, man.
Bro, that was
That
a
man
hey,
was
fight.
out there
That's a
by
fight.
himself,
Bro,
Joe.
that's a
Dude,
fight.
them had left
That's
off the
a fight. Ain't
motherfucking
no respect
stage.
after that.
Damn.
You hear me, son?
Ain't no we
It
cool.
wasn't
Ain't
no
no
fight.
the show's supposed to got toe up.
No, that
When that
man, they
happened, the
stepped on it,
confidence of
stepped on
Dipset
that
went
man
down to
bandana.
the motherfucking floor, bro. I'm telling you what happened. The battle was over when they did that. They niggas had to sit there and watch a nigga snatch the bandana. That's his signature shit. Snatch his
On
bandana
real.
off his head and
And he
throw
ain't
that
even
bitch
do
on the
that's
red
called
ground. How would
bandana,
you
Joe.
referee.
He
feel?
supposed to have
How
on a
would you feel?
motherfucking red
What would have
bandana,
happened if
Joe.
that was you or me
And they was
up there?
supposed to goddamn it
Let
do
a
the
nigga don't give
song,
a fuck how
goddamn it,
cool he
red
is. A
bandana.
nigga ran and
Nigga,
snatched your
He
head
was,
nigga.
right
yeah,
on
This
your
how
head
gutty
forward.
it is. This how
huh?
gutty it is. What's the name? Jim Jones trying to check Jada and them over that blood shit. Jada come out and say, nigga, you talking about this? No, because man, Styles P was talking about, man, he was with Max B his last 2 weeks before he
Bro,
got
he
bumped.
killed him.
Jada come up like, bro, he said, this on the fly shit. This ain't no shit
Why
that
is
was
he
played.
hollering? Because
This is
he can't
on
get out,
the fly.
huh?
You feel me?
Is that
The
okay?
nigga say, play this shit, woo woo, and Styles P come and murder everything, bro. Them niggas came out on some old bully
Bro,
shit, bro.
they bullied the niggas. They cooked them. They zipped them up, nigga. Put them in a bag. Zipped that bitch. They did everything perfect.
You're not even gonna look at them the same.
from the
You're
freak.
not gonna look at them the
Yeah,
same, period.
that's how you know you got cooked. When you make your whole fan base look at you different. They nigga got booed, bro. When the last
Then they
time
got
you
booed
heard
at the
Dipset get
end.
booed? Or motherfuckers like fuck Dipset. This Dipset we talking about. These niggas helped change the
Hey,
game at
what the
one point
fuck
in
was
time.
that he
We
was
had
trying to
niggas
do? A
talking. It
freestyle or
was
He was
shit
something?
trying to
popping
do a
with LOX,
freestyle,
Rockefeller,
man.
and
And
That's
they
Dipset.
what
was
he
at
It
the
trying to
was
do.
scene.
What
popping,
is
bro.
going?
And they
Niggas
That's
was
what
at
he
wasn't
the
doing
trying to
crib.
do.
no
What?
freestyle, bro.
I know
Niggas
that.
Niggas
I'm
was
like,
at the
Joe, what the
crib.
fuck? This nigga trying to do a freestyle, Joe, and, and,
And
and, and fumble like he was at a
tell
battle
me,
rap,
was that
Joe,
not
and
the
dropped it
worst
and
shit you ever
forgot his
heard?
lines, Joe.
That wasn't even a freestyle. He tried
Joe,
to spit an acapella on his own verse, on one of his verses.
and
That's how it
fucked it
opened up.
up.
He couldn't get it off. He couldn't get it off the crowd. Whether he
really?
could remember, whether there was the crowd, he couldn't get it off. So the
Motherfucker
crowd
like
took it like
boom, boom,
he was
boom.
on some
Yeah, Joe.
hate shit,
The clip got jammed,
some violent shit. They took it like, oh, you on some sucker shit. You talking about whoever mad at you, go get the pistol. They thinking he on some fuck shit, not knowing he trying to pull a Jadakiss and Styles on their ass with the bar shit, and he couldn't do it, bro. He couldn't do it, and it was terrible. It was terrible, bro.
Yeah, he got booed, Joe.
It was terrible, bro.
His clip jammed up on him, Joe. He couldn't get that motherfucker unjammed, and then they had to roll the song, Joe. I'm like, Joe, what the fuck is going on?
Real shit.
After they stopped him from playing that bitch like 3 times. No, hold that. They cut the motherfucker in there, five back up. No, hold on.
And my man was on stage with him too, on stage with the LOX, that nigga Nino, man. If niggas ain't in tune with Nino, man, get in tune, Joe. The nigga got bars. You know what I'm saying? No, Nino, man, here.
Hey, well, they must have had Nino on standby.
Man, Nino a beast.
Hey, that nigga had another clip. Jada kept saying, nigga, I got clips, nigga.
Got clips, extendo.
He
must have been another clip on standby.
That nigga just showed this shit last night, Joe. This nigga he is different, man. Like
it was the same difference. You didn't get that feeling. They played a few songs that I was happy for him. Like, okay, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Cutting them short, cutting the song short. I'm like, so it was never no chemistry, no rhythm for you to even feel that shit.
That's what it was.
They'll go from one hot song to a song that shouldn't even be behind them.
Like I said, Jada had even pointed that shit out. So it's like you got to look at the camp as a whole.
You know what? Hey, we got to get that boy his points, bro. We got to get that boy Jadakiss his points, bro. That boy orchestrated that shit. Even to the point where he was taking momentum from him with his MC. You know what I'm saying?
With that, you gotta ask, goddamn it.
Bitch, not only was he killing you with bars,
the nigga Cam,
he was talking relevant shit.
That means he's a bad leader or some shit.
What are we doing? Every song. What the fuck are we doing here?
I just want y'all to listen. Just listen. Man, nigga, he got it.
That mean that like Cam like a bad leader or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. Because it ain't no, you know what I'm saying, camaraderie.
It's Cameron's fault, bro. He made Jim Jones start crying a long time ago, bro. He had beef with Santana, bro. He had him all fucked up. He did. To where he was going through all his shit. Santana was doing drugs, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because of this Dipset shit.
He was putting him out there because he was drinking the lean. You know, he was fucking with Lil Wayne. They was making mixtapes and shit. And he like, Joe, we don't know what I'm saying. When we start drinking lean,
he got in beef with Hill Real. Same thing. Hill Real fucked the nigga. Who out the bed? J.R. Writer. Same thing. Man, it's this and that, how they move. Everybody involved with Dipset done had beef with Cameron, bro. So that just shows you his leadership skill as far as being a leader. And that's what his biggest issue at. He want to be looked at as, nigga, I made this, I did this. Same thing with the Jay-Z Cameron shit. Walking Def Jam, Dame say I'm that nigga. Man, Jay, I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You was gone, so I got a piece of the pie now. Jay, like, nigga, you nowhere near on my fucking level, bro. I be damn, I let you get a piece as a VP or anything. Fuck what they ain't talking about. That beef fell off. They fell out because of Cameron, bro.
Yeah.
All this shit is because of Cameron. Everything he get involved with, bro, it fuck up.
Jay,
fuck they relationship.
Jay ain't like that move. Jay ain't like that move.
No.
Boy, when
And what happened? Rockefeller was never the same. State Prop was never the same because of this nigga. He's showing you what he do. He never took those business ventures and made Dipset better or made the team better. It was all for himself. He got the most money. He ended up walking away with the 15 million, 20 million from that shit.
It's just the image. Motherfuckers be in love with that image, that lifestyle.
But as Santana now, I feel him. Because I done came up in the world, traveled the world with Dipset. This is my shit. This is what made me who I am today. They love that shit. Shit was good on good terms, but you cannot get over a nigga who's a fuck nigga. Don't matter how much money he made you. It's like, damn, bro, this shit hurt cuz I know this is the best thing for me. I know where my niche at, where people love me for, but I can't even make it happen no more because this nigga's a fuck nigga, even doing business with him. He play me on the money and y'all want to see us, but how can I let y'all allow me to see me with this nigga knowing this nigga's a fuck nigga? Bro, that's hard. That's hard. And you ain't made no amends, Cam, ain't apologize. You ain't let it be known like, man, I made mistakes. and so we could heal, we could get back. Ain't none of that happening over there, bro. Them niggas just coming together for a bag.
Like, you don't even see them niggas fucking with each other in their regular life, bro.
Real shit.
That shit, bro.
You don't never pull up a camera where you see them niggas together.
Never, bro. That's why,
Santana always by himself, going through some shit or whatever. Jim Jones take care of business on his own. Now he the worker out the whole dip. Jim Jones has been the face of Dipset forever. Since they stopped popping, you only was seeing Jim Jones, whether it be him, whatever he doing, he keeping the safe face in the limelight, trying to stay busy. Even dropped his solo album to everybody.
Yeah, he gonna stay relevant.
That's it though, bro.
Man, Jim Jones fire right now, bro.
He is.
He's super fire. This the best he ever rapped. This the best he ever rapped today in his whole career. Think about it. He wasn't even rapping in the beginning of their career. Hell no.
He was just like the, you know what I'm saying, the nigga that's there. You know what I'm saying?
He was like, the freaky Zeke in the beginning.
He was. But when he started rapping, and we started fucking with him, where the streets really started fucking with the nigga, because he sounded like the realest nigga out the group when you got down to it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, bro, like I say, I was disappointed, bro. And I'm a true Dipset fan, bro. I'm a Dipset fan.
Fighting all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was the glue to a lot of that shit, especially like being on the road and all that shit. But yeah,
I bet he was the glue to this shit they just
did. Like the freaky Zeke though in the beginning, you know, he was doing cartwheels and shit in videos, you know what I'm saying?
Cameron them one promoting that shit like Styles P, Chic, and the LOX was in they IGs and they Facebook platform. Cameron, the day before. Jim was the whole time.
The whole time.
Jim the face. You feel me? Now he is. You know what I'm saying?
So you said it right, bro. He the face.
He the face now.
He the face. At first it was Santana. I don't even really think it was Cam. It was Cam for a small period of time.
It was Cam. Cam had it. Cam had it, bro.
He had it. That's what I'm saying. He did have it. But if you really think, did he really have it for a long time, or just the time that he had, he made a big ass impact with the time he had? He was flamboyant as fuck, bro. Think about it. He had purple haze. He was the first nigga with the Lamborghini pink. He was the first purple pink coat. Nobody was doing that. So his impact was big. But if you really think about the longevity of it, like niggas was really feeling. Niggas was really feeling the other niggas. Like J.R. Ryder, 40 Cal, Hill Real, motherfucking Jim Jones. When Jim Jones got on his shit and started rapping, he took over. He didn't let up. Bro didn't let up when he started rapping.
But by that time, Dipset kind of fizzled as a group.
You're right.
You gotta think, man, Jim Jones getting back. That's when he started doing that love and hip hop.
Jewel's years though, shit.
You gotta think, that was
who it was, but
Cam didn't even do Old Boy. Did he do Old Boy?
Yeah, that's Cam's song, man.
Right? No, I'm saying, did Cam perform Old Boy?
Yeah, he did last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was muffled, and it was just you people was beat up. You feel? By that time, you don't want to hear no Old Boy. By the time the niggas got through they like fourth verse, you really want to listen to any of that Dipset shit? You ready to hear some hardcore bars now? You ready to bar up? By the time that sixth song came, bro, I don't want to hear none of that shit no more. I don't want to hear that shit.
With Jewel's years, though, man. Y'all trying to act like y'all don't hear what the fuck I'm talking about, but 2 of them years was Jewel's years. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, Trayvon. I'm with you. I'm with you. I say the rotation went Cam, Santana, then Jim Jones, bro. That's how it went. It went Cam, kicked it off, Santana, then Jim Jones. That's how it was, bro.
It's kind of like this for me. You know how Conway right now, when they first came out, was the face of Griselda County. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But now that you getting Benny the Butcher in, they like, yo, really, they, you know what I'm saying? On that same level, when you think of Griselda, the first you think of is Conway, right? During that era, that's what it was for me. Like, man, Cam is the face. When you think Dipset, you ain't thinking, Jules, you thinking Cam back then.
You was.
Joe, when Jules Santana came in, his
I said,
impact
nah,
on the
it just
game
said
was
they ran
crazy.
into each other, guys.
He had some raw ass shit. You know what I'm saying? So man, it ain't like he had the Dipset. It's just that he came out under Dipset with some raw shit and got a name for himself.
Would you say that?
Had it,
Would you say that about Wayne?
no. You feel me?
Why
And the
not?
reason why is this. The reason why is this. Because what Wayne did was take something and rebuild it and made it his own, nigga. He had Young Cash Money. This nigga a GOAT. Them Dipset niggas didn't do that shit. Only people that's remotely close to doing something that Wayne did.
I know, but I get it. But I'm saying at the time,
When Wayne started rapping, bro.
Jewels with Dipset, Wayne with Young Money. I mean, with Cash Money. In the
Nah,
beginning, when he first got signed.
listen. Wayne
Mafia got
took
some big
over.
shit around his
Wayne
name.
became the face of Cash Money.
Huh?
Period. Nigga, think about Wayne during that time. It was at the time to where it slowly started fading away from any of them Cash Money niggas. Even Manny Fresh, and he making beats. You don't know nothing about these niggas. All you know about is Wayne at one point.
Saying his
You
name.
right, you right.
Santana never did that.
You
with
right.
Dipset.
You right.
Never.
You right.
At one point, the math was just Wayne. Niggas like fuck these other niggas that's on Cash Money. Even though you love Juvenile and Turk and all them niggas, bro. After a while, who was these niggas when Wayne started rapping? Ooh, you ain't bad no Juvenile album, nigga, when they dropping a Carter 4 or some shit, nigga. Or the Carter 3. You ain't bad that shit.
You bought that 400 degrees though.
But for sure. The 400 degrees fire. Then I think Wayne dropped a solo album they called 500 degrees.
Yeah.
Think about, listen, it was already getting set up this way from back in the day. Nigga, okay, you 400 degrees as a team. Nigga, me by myself, I'm 500 degrees. You feel me? That's how that shit went. And then he took off to the stratosphere. Now, Wayne is an icon of music, right? Done. None of them niggas from Dipset did no shit like that. Ever. You feel me? But Jules Santana, was he wrong? Did he have his shine? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Cam, he was the face. He couldn't even be a great leader like you were saying. That's why all of it just fell apart. You feel me? And that's a difference between like Cameron and Wayne when you starting your own shit. Wayne took his Young Money artists and made them stars.
Cam was pissed at Jewel because he was fucking with Wayne, man.
Man, facts. And
Wayne had that nigga drinking syrup and shit out there in Louisiana and shit, and one at the and Cam like you with a mixtape with the whole nother motherfucker that ain't even in Dipset.
He did. And the whole front of that boy's mouth fell out. And he never been the same.
Whole front, never been the same. And look, and then what was crazy is even Cameron them man, like Cameron had his opportunity like Wayne them man, but Wayne took his artists, bro.
He blew it, Joe.
And made them stars, bro.
They blew it.
Real
Cam blew it for them boys.
Yeah, he couldn't hold it.
And then the whole Rockefeller thing fucked them up too, man. Just niggas signing with Rockefeller and shit too. That whole thing fucked them up with Cam and Dame and Jay, and you know what I'm saying, and all Bleak and all them niggas talking shit, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of that shit fucked.
Cam fucked everybody life up. He got the fuck up out of there, man.
Man, listen, Cam was in that bitch trying to be that fly guy type of shit, and that what's the name, and them niggas spitters. Them niggas is spitters. Them niggas is, they commercially sound, but them niggas is rapping. And it was a disconnect at a point. Like, bro, we ain't on this.
Hey, it was to the point they was playing Don DeMarco in that one. Y'all heard that?
Bro, listen, it was to the point where they was playing Don DeMarco in that in the battle.
Got the battle.
Am I
What's
muted,
up, Cat?
Deja?
What's happening?
Did I unmute it? What I do?
You muted, baby.
Oh, unmuted.
You unmuted. We hear you.
What's up,
really?
Kathy?
Oh, hey, y'all.
What's up?
Nothing. What's going on, y'all?
Man, chilling, talking about this versus yesterday.
I missed it. I missed it.
Crazy.
The verses.
That shit crazy, bro.
I always be working or doing something and I miss it every time. I really only get feedback from like y'all. But I'm gonna go back and watch it.
Yeah, watch
the man. That nigga Cam saying we goddamn it Rockefeller Joe and fucked the whole demonstration up. He fucked up Dipset and fucked up Rockefeller at the same goddamn time. At
the same time. And
everything
a powerhouse relationship,
and
bro.
Fucked up state property too at the same time. We can't forget about them motherfuckers, Joe. That man,
he fucked up everybody.
Rockefeller said they signing Cameron.
Jay-Z kind of fucked up a little bit of state property. Everybody. Jay-Z got to own some of that too, man.
Oh yeah, I ain't never let that nigga slide. I never let that nigga slide.
Well, Jay was the real.
We just talking about Cam right now. That's all. I ain't gonna
Jay was the real goal. Jay don't get no passes. He was the real.
Hell no. I put his ass right in the Cam booth. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't give a fuck how much I love his music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the real nigga in him, bro. These niggas be so fucking weird, bro. It's just crazy. Do that to your mans. Like I say, this been your man for decades, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your rapper.
That's weirdo shit.
But look though, on Jay defense, small, just a little bit. The nigga did I can see how the nigga felt on that certain situation though. You know what I'm saying? You leave out of town, you come back and have it when you come back to your mans and you find some new news and motherfucker ain't even ran past you with another motherfucker that he fuck with on his side. You know what I'm saying? I'ma feel some type of way too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even finna lie to you. If a motherfucker come to me and you my man and you my man forever, and I come back and you gave a piece of our business to another motherfucker who ain't my man like that, bro, it's a problem. That's a problem. So I can guarantee you Jay probably start turning that's gonna be his excuse to say why he started turning cold or however you want to call it, fuck niggas and think more business minded. Cause he looked at it like, man, this my man. This shit could happen to me, you know what I'm saying?
Man, that nigga ain't gonna never tell that shit, man. That nigga Jay ain't gonna never tell that shit.
He ain't never gonna do it. But kind of that is respectable. A lot of it ain't, but a kind of it is. It separates himself from a lot of niggas. A lot of niggas talk and gossip and gonna put their business out there like that. Jay could be looking at it like, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all y'all. You know what I'm saying? That shit happened to me. You know what I'm saying? That's between me and my man. He know what it is. Y'all can assume what the fuck you want to assume, but that nigga know what the fuck it is. You know
man, listen, the way Jay is playing the game right now, Joe, on that type of shit, that nigga like, Joe, I'm too elevated to talk to any of you niggas about.
Why? Why do it?
Come on. You feel me? Nigga, I got billions of dollars, nigga. Nigga, whatever's involved with anything, nigga, you already know it's me. Bro, I'm going to take this Rockefeller shit and sell it to some other motherfuckers.
You hear what I'm saying? You hear me?
And so that's why he pissing Dame Dash off. It's personal, Joe. You know what I'm saying? He like, nigga.
So that's why I'm saying a nigga gotta be feeling a certain type of way to take it to that extreme. Like they might not know what's going on, but me and you know what it is, nigga. You crossed the line when you did that. You crossed the line. Cameron might not know how deep it is, but you know, motherfucker. And then to be publicly saying the shit you saying, and you the one who played me, and you out here publicly letting this shit be known like, woo, this how it went down. Jay act like this. And I ain't said a fucking word.
Was out there saying they had took over the rock, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers.
They saying that. They said
that's what I'm saying. How would you feel? How would that hit you? Like,
ain't going.
Let me give you a Jay-Z story, bro. This how serious this shit is. Imagine this. You into it with Jay-Z, which is Cam. You into it. These years that pass. You at the studio with Jay-Z recording some shit. And Jay-Z didn't say he'll never do a song, but he like, man, let's stop doing this, man. Why don't you get on this verse since you talking all this shit, right? This Cameron. Jay-Z go up in there, right? And lay his verse in 6 minutes, man. You feel me? Cameron was like, he didn't even understand how the man do that. So a part of Jay-Z character, we gotta give this story. A part of his character is excelling so far over niggas and kind of throwing it in their face, bro. That's why you don't hear this nigga saying nothing ever.
And look where he at. And look where
the nigga at. Nigga, I ain't gotta talk about you niggas. I'm finna show you niggas this, man. And that's why I kind of respect Jay. But what I don't respect is the side.
You just same way. I'm the same
you know what I'm saying?
It's both sides. It's like you can respect certain shit, and then it's like the other side, certain shit you can't respect. But we ain't in a nigga's shoes to really
say that, to judge that out. So, man, right now, all I can say is, am I a fan of his music? Absolutely. Is he in my top 5? Definitely. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And you got to keep it there. But think about it. I mean, I let somebody else have it, but think about that shit. So goes the world, bro. So goes the world with dealing with motherfuckers, period. You know what I'm saying? You could be in love with what a nigga do. Are you still in love when you find out who the nigga is?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You hear me? And that so goes the world. You play that same fucking thing to everybody. Just like I tell motherfuckers all the time, the judge, the fucking police officer, whoever. If this man is beating on his motherfucking wife at the crib, then come and try to lock you up because we don't know about it. This nigga wrong is all outdoors. You see him seeing these police officers get caught for this fuck shit that's been going on. And look at their face, bro. Look at the mug shot. You know, if you read niggas every day, why would it be different when it comes to these motherfuckers in the corporate world? We read niggas all the time. You wouldn't go this way because of that. You wouldn't invite this nigga in your home because of that. Because you read niggas. When you see these motherfuckers, you can read them too. We read them. That's the same shit. A fuck nigga in a fucked up position. That so goes the world, bro. We fucked up out here.
Yes, sir.
We fucked up out here, bro. In disguise. There's so many disguises.
Say that, bro. Say that. That's just what it is, bro. Motherfuckers got these disguises on, man. You never really know.
You never really fucking know.
Or what they do. You know what I'm saying?
You sit down with Jay, we fuck around, change our whole goddamn thought process. Like
damn,
what we was thinking. We thinking this way. He sit us down like, hey, nah, man, woo, woo. Walk up out of there like, damn. You thinking about yourself, like shit, why the fuck I was thinking? You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to never leave out a factor of the machine. Because the machine make you view shit different too.
Real shit.
They choose the information that they choose to give you.
You talk.
Which kind of skew. You really don't know none of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? And none of it what's really going on out here. Because the information is coming from a skewed perspective.
On
so all you really know
purpose.
Is what you on purpose. So all I really know is what you can see and touch. You feel me? And what you search to see and touch. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers they so guided by these things. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel like it's they self. They feel like, yeah, this is me thinking and this is me. When you really look at it, nah, nigga, that's the machine thinking for you.
That's the fucking machine, bro.
I can tell it.
All I be trying to tell motherfuckers, bro. You
with
talking
some
right
people, I think the issue is that people tend to lump everybody in one group. So for instance, everybody does not think like that and everybody don't perform like that. Everybody don't move like that. And then like working with the public. So doing what I do at home in private, the private conversations versus me working at this beauty supply. I get to see two different worlds. Everybody's not moved by the machine. There are people who are so honest to a fault that people still won't believe them because they so honest they can't even believe they telling the truth, right?
But listen, not to cut you off, but my thing, this what I be, Cat, and I think we run into this a lot of times with me and you whenever we talk. Like certain things, it don't even need to be said because we all know that the machine everybody ain't getting hit the same way or everybody being hit by the machine. But the fact is, the machine is after everybody. The machine itself is after everybody. It's trying to manipulate and affect everybody. Now, I'm not saying we all should know not everyone is being manipulated, even though I tend to think to a certain extent, you have to have some form of manipulation that's being done on you. I have manipulated you at this point because we haven't always known that it has been a machine. So at some point in time, we had to be getting manipulated ourselves before we found out it was a machine that is manipulating us. So what I'm saying is, even though when you say not everybody, to me, it comes off as if you taking it as we're speaking and saying it as just y'all trying to put everybody in one basket and say that y'all they and I'm telling you, that's just not the case. I'm just saying we should know as adults, as grown-ups, that of course there's some people who are not being manipulated or realize the manipulation and are not going that route.
Now,
keeping their mind on it. That's all I'm saying.
Now, if we could put a number to something, right? A number, okay? Like what I think is, I'm a firm believer in the 90%, 10%. This is what I believe in, bro. I believe 90% of people are kind of out
and
here.
I would agree before you even finish.
And it's that 10% that's, you know, working outside the lines, outside the box, right? Thought process in the way they receive the information that they see from the world, right?
Right.
If we quantify that, that's 90-10. Let's talk about 1,000 people. That's 900 out of 100. Let's talk about 10,000 people. That's 9,000 people that's kind of got a fucked up thought process out here, man. You could tell in the way we eat or the way they advertise to us. It's a known fact that they put certain things on TV because they know the impact it have on the masses.
Right.
Advertising as what's the name. So it's people, most people are susceptible to these things that the machine does. You feel me? Whether you know it or not, that's just what it is.
Just what it is.
Yeah,
Because the machine is there.
My thing is, I don't refer to it as a machine because most of the influence we get comes from us, it's people. So I don't even like to use machines, period. What I will say is that we all influence each other. Some people are at the right time, at the right place. Some people have the right audience. Some people don't. It's just like with music. You listen to it 5-6 years later and like, damn, they were so far ahead of their time. You know, 6 years ago when it came out, they didn't do good. They was ahead of their time. So this is my thing. This is what I'm gonna say. I have a cousin, she's very successful, and she was talking and she was like, and I moved to the south side, and these people and those people, she don't stay far from me, right? They don't do this, they don't do that. And you know where I'm from, we got to pick up dog shit. And I'm thinking, you associating the south side with a group of people who have no common courtesy, no common sense. But you know, she talks about me with the utmost respect, and I'm from the south side. So as a wordsmith, as a person who's careful and who can manipulate words and put it however I want to, I don't say those people. I'm very careful with my speech. I don't say machine. I say some people, some of those. Like you, I think if you're gonna be a speaker or a leader, then you have to use that carefully. Because your words, you want it to reach everybody, right? So for instance, I agree with what y'all saying, but I can see how some people would take it personal because your words are not particular. You understand? So anyway, like I was saying, I work at this beauty supply and it is in the hood, right? And as far as the look of the people, it's a cliche look. The eyelashes, the weaves, the makeup, like they go into the club at 9-10 o'clock in the morning, but they speak, they nice, they polite. They share their stories. The guys coming in there with their kids, taking their little girls shopping, getting them hair bows. And you're right. You don't see this part of us on TV. You don't see nothing like this about Chicago on TV. I walk down the street every day, and I can honestly say with your 90-10%.
So what do you call it?
It's a misconception, not just by the media, not just by so-called what you all call a machine. It's what we experience every day, right?
I know we experience it, but what?
And then when you get on, it's deception as far as the way it's presented to us, right?
And being
because
deceived is manipulation.
Right, it's a manipulation, that's right? So what I'm saying is
deception.
This is
I just want to make a few points.
Okay.
Because I hear you. I
don't have to speak it because that it's already in you already.
Look, hit me,
your mind and your spirit is going to tell you what it is because that's what it is.
Look. Let's talk about,
but it's us, the people, not a machine. It's us.
No. Let's talk about specific things that you can go and look up yourself. And I challenge you, fingers, and I challenge the group to kind of go research and look up these things. And this is why I entitle it The Machine and what it is, because it's a specific set of people today that's designing things a certain way.
Working together
and designing through policy, through legislators, through a lot of stuff, and this been it been started before we was born. But it's like in the communities like the South Side Inglewood. Man, what happened in Inglewood is that, man, in the 1800s, they got redlined. It was a set of rules and a set of legislators that caused the area to get to what it is. Okay, that's fact. Fact is, it's a group of people that make the neighborhood what it is.
Right.
For this reason. And the reason why I say the machine work, because it's smart and no. Imagine this. And I challenge people to look this up. It's certain conditions that you go through when you're young, right? When you're young, that reshape the way you thinking and your rationale.
Right.
Physically, not how I feel on the inside. It limits your capacity to feel on the inside, physically. When you got a group of people that know that design and design it a certain way with that state intention, you get areas where more people are likely to really fall victim of that. We don't understand why this dude or these people act the same way, why it's easy for them to see something on TV and look just like it and have a follower mentality, regardless of if they do the innate things they're supposed to do, like take care of family, make sure they can't eat. A lot of that stuff is instinctive and it's just through the generations, black, white, or other. You know what I'm saying?
And not to just to add to that, even if we was going off it based off what you said, people and not the machine, and calling it people, we would still have to say people are doing something to deceive or manipulate other people. And what I'm saying, and to even further go off what you said, is we don't know why these people are not showing all this good shit you just said about Chicago motherfuckers. Why they not showing the good deeds?
I know why.
But listen, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. The why they doing it. My thing, our point, what we do know is that it's being done. Somebody is strategically doing something to us and it's not for our benefit. It's to benefit what they doing. Say for instance, like the projects, the buildings, when they tore the buildings down. If you go look it up and see why they burned the buildings, it was because when they tore the project down. What was it?
That was complete gentrification, bro. That's just what that was.
Right. That's another strategic thing. If you hear some of the reasons why they said these buildings was built, because it would separate, it would divide, it would keep people in this situation.
Wait.
It would give people
with the
more,
projects. Not to cut you off, but with the projects, people tell one story, but the truth of the matter with the projects is the projects were already there, and what happened, they were building railroads and stuff, and they also brought people from the South. So when they ended that situation, it was black people there. They were all living good, the whites, the blacks, everybody they brought. But when that project ended, what happened was that company left. They stopped all the what with the projects. Okay, go ahead. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly. It's way a tad bit deep, because what happened is
what project y'all think I'm talking about though?
I'm talking about all projects. We talking about North.
No, I'm talking about.
They built the. Oh, go ahead.
I'm talking about the buildings they dropped.
Those were homes for workers who came from different in Chicago. It wasn't just the gardens. So what happened was.
I know what happened. I'm just telling you what it is. The Gardens of the Greens. I'm telling you, I know
it was more than one set.
What the buildings. Okay, go ahead, because I'm gonna let you.
But go ahead. You can finish. It's just another story behind. I mean, like it's
from out the horse's mouth. From what I heard. Yeah. And it's just common sense. If you looked down at the graph of those projects, the cities and the gardens before they tore the buildings down, and you look down, you would see all the blacks and African Americans were secluded to one section of the South Side. They was on like one vicinity, like this is where y'all at. Now, all around here is white businesses, white communities, and this is 8 minutes from downtown Chicago. 8 to 10 minutes from downtown Chicago, where all the businesses at. So the people wanted this. I mean, the land that the black people own in this project is valuable land because it's so close to fucking downtown Chicago. Now, when the buildings, you got all these black people, just think of how unnormal that look in the neighborhood. You got all You got segregation. All these white people, white stores, white businesses around downtown Chicago, close community. Then you got this one small section of black people not living in homes, not living in places next door to each other on the street, but stacked up in the tallest buildings in the fucking neighborhood. All black families together. They are not, nobody joined together as white people, no nothing. But when you leave out of this little vicinity, then you got all the other white neighborhoods living side by side. This is a project. So with that being done, that is somebody strategically saying, we're going to do this to keep these people secluded, keep them away from what the fuck is going on, what's going on, all the bullshit or the drama is going to be all to this. Now you got all these families, these towers stacked all the way up to the motherfucking sky with these families. Kids, mamas, and old folks stay all the way fucking on the 12th floor some motherfucking well. Kids in the daytime downstairs, where the kids go? Outside to play, right? You got all these black African families and their kids on a day stacked up together. Kids is catching elevators and running downstairs to go outside every day. What old folk, what old parents you know finna be doing that? So now you like, oh, that don't mean nothing. No. So the responsibility, watching over the kids, that's become harder now because now the kids is down outside, and they not being parented like the rest of the neighborhood kids is being parented. The kids outside all fucking day, just like it was back in the day. Y'all know how it was, but just imagine living in a project high-rise, stacked up building, black families together. So now we ain't even talking about the drugs, the liquor, the guns yet, none of that. You got these people, all these nice neighborhoods around them. We over here in these cooped up ass, pissy ass hallways, all this bullshit happening. The kids gotta face it every day. They not staying in the crib, even in the fucking buildings where they, like I say, look how it's going. But I'm telling you this, my point is because somebody is strategically doing this for their benefit to keep you stacked up like that. Now in the beginning, when you say, oh, they was living good, we taught to live good in the worst shit in the fucking world, first and foremost. But then when you say they living good because what? And first, in the beginning, when you put into these new homes, these new apartments, new towers, look tall, look nice. Now you think they living good, so we blame it on the people. It's our influence of what we doing. No. You put up in a cram situation, facing the same problems that the whole neighborhood facing, the whole society. Your problems, the issues, become more of a burden now on you because you living different than the rest of the world is. So the same problems, but you facing them different. You can say it's our people, but under the condition that they've been put in because somebody strategically put them in that situation.
Well, I didn't say it was our people. I didn't say it was our people.
I'm just using that as an example of just a small example of what the machine is. That's just some small manipulation shit, and that ain't even small as far as what they doing, forcibly doing to people by segregating them on purpose. By saying you can't live here like everybody else and live like the rest of the community. We're gonna group y'all together.
Let's talk numbers. It was an estimated, right? 85% of blacks during the 1950s got taken out of their homes. They made the homes overpriced for them in these communities, and they created the low income places so they could go. Right?
They created more low income places.
Bro, think about this number. 85%, bro, of black people. It was estimated this stripped the black people of at least $1 million a day. Man, it's strategic. Bro.
So now, listen, I'm not saying that what you all are saying is not true. What I'm saying is, when I tell my daughter history, there is no machine. I understand that you're saying that the way some people work and the way they systematically oppress people is as if they're doing it in a machine. But with my daughter, there is no damn day in a machine because in reality, it's people. So when I teach her,
I agree with that.
So when I teach her, I'm not gonna have her looking for some kind of machine or mechanism. I'll teach her like my father told me.
I think you just into it too far.
No, what I'm saying is we just have to be careful when our word and when we're teaching history, you give names, give places, give ethnic backgrounds. I think that it's just best.
That's and it's just me personally. That's more of a personal onset than it is a reality for this reason. Because if you know the people that you're talking with in the context to which a person is talking, and I ain't talking about who, if he teaching somebody, just in regular conversation, then you're gonna be like, all right, I get what dude talking about. Now, when I'm speaking, that's why I was like, you know what? I don't even want to speak about in the context of the machine, because the machine ain't just physical people. The machine is the way the people move. They move.
Right. Okay, that sounds so much better. I mean,
but
if we in conversation with somebody who we need to elaborate that to, we can do that. I'm not in no conversation with somebody who I feel like don't got the understanding of that. That's why I be like, what?
Well, I think it's because I speak at university. So when people get up and they're so vague and they're trying to teach and they're trying to tell a history, and instead of stating the place, the time, the people. So this is not just you all. This is something I hear all the time. And it's like, man, and sometimes we gotta change our vocabulary.
I literally just took a class for this same thing. Literally. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it really is. That's why I kept bringing back the facts. 85%. We can just talk numbers, and you can see that it's people that know how to work the number. I ain't even going to talk about the psychology yet. Simply, let's just start the people of the money first. No ownership, no nothing, which affects the people's psychology. Simple. These are facts. Like, man, this ain't my opinion. You can go look this up yourself. Man, it's certain things that you go through as a child that affects you as an adult. And I ain't talking about how you feel. I'm talking about the physiology of the brain and it makes him think and feel a certain way. Right? And there's people out here that understand that, right? They understand, like, okay, if we put them in this environment, majority of the people, not all, but let's say 85% of the people gonna be like this. They're gonna be wild. They're not gonna sustain a job. They're not gonna have respect for these things. This 85% for sure.
And we gonna push that negative by giving them more shit to feed the bullshit.
It's a part of it. It's a part of the formula. You feel me? And then when you take away access to things, But I ain't talking about access to like internet access, but if you can't walk out your house and literally walk down the street or catch a bus 5 or 2 minutes away for good food, when you take away the camaraderie of the neighborhood, like when it was mom and pop store, and you could go to the mom and pop store and borrow some groceries till you get right, and just that feeling of love and respect. When you take that out the neighborhood, right? Which is methodically done by the machine, quote unquote.
By people, machine,
man, it's going to be a set of people. It's not going to never fix itself. And of course, you're going to find glimpses of hope. Of course, you're going to find like, all right, well, yeah, this person really a good person. They may look like they are this person, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the cycle. The cycle is perpetual. If we're not talking about demolishing these structural entities, which is a part of quote unquote the machine,
people,
be a part. Then we're part of the problem, because what we do, we emotional beings. So we attach ourselves to the emotion of things. We're not really breaking shit down and being like, yo, this law that's in my neighborhood, this law that's in Illinois is the reason why this group of people is like this. This policy that they put in place locally really got these people like this.
And you know what? This is my argument with people. This is my thing. Okay, so I have this conversation with you all. I have these conversations with my client and people. So I go to this, me and my brother now, what we do is we're part of, I know this is recorded, but we are part of an underground movement. So what I have seen and heard with my own eyes is people talk about it, but they don't do nothing about it. So when we go to these city council meetings, I rarely see anybody my age. I'm 43. Everybody's maybe 50 and up. I don't see people like you. They're not going. They know they could go, but listen to what I'm saying. So these policies, I don't see us. I see mostly Hispanic, and I see a lot of blacks, but they older. Another thing is this.
That's assumption.
I wasn't always this way.
That's assumption, because
that's true. This is when I go. I'm saying what I see. That's the truth.
I'm a part of a group, right? That's a community-based organization on the west side of Chicago, right? That build that a part of this is building the policies for the hood.
Right.
And look, it's more representation of us than anybody there. You know what I'm saying? And creating programs in the hood, right? So people can understand the base of what we talking about. So they can affect the policy. The problem is, even though, like, say for instance, I see something that's going on and I'm gonna talk, well, we not doing this, or we not this, we not that. It's practical applications to what you're doing yourself and being an example. I agree, right? So with that being said, my issue ain't with other people and what they doing. I'm obligated to, in my position, to facilitate certain things so it could be more visual to people when they can understand. That's my only obligation I got. So, man, only thing I'm thinking about is not the fact that, yo, well, this dude ain't doing this, this person ain't doing this, or this person like this, or this person like this. My obligation is gaining what I need to gain so I can influence my circle and create structural things, right? That beat the generational curses that we got and what's and so one thing that we are building is an equal economic opportunity center, right? And it's all just education, letting people know, like, yo, these are the policies in your hood, man. These are the policies at the job that you work. Do you understand these things? Because it started at a source. Because people are affected psychologically. So a lot of people, even like, say for instance, me and you talking, right, Fingers. I'm like, yo, you know, I'm just my body language. I'm
you just took the words right out of my mouth, not to cut you off, but go ahead.
It's just my body language. You innately gonna feed off my body language a little bit, even if I'm saying the right shit to you. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta create a space to where you eliminate all these elements so people can really receive what you're saying.
And you just said it perfectly, man. Perfectly. It's a psychological thing.
Man, it's just logical. If we not into creating the space and we end up saying, yo, always, because man, people don't talk solutions, we talk problems only. Like, that's the killer for me in my mind. It's always a problem. You know what I'm saying? Or this is how I feel like this, and this. I'm at a phase right now, and this is me personally, where I want to just talk the solutions. Like, we know the problem. You feel me? Like, we know what's going on. We know how to affect it. And I ain't saying, yo, team up with me. We need to all team up. But what I am saying is developing the mind state to facilitate certain things so people just understand. We need to be pushing them in either direction. It's not pushing people to a direction. It's only giving them an understanding.
Like, you just, man, this the most high, man. He say when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I will be in the midst of. We in the midst of this, man. You taking every word that I'm finna speed out, it's coming right off you, bro. It's the understanding. It's the understanding, man. That's what we gotta do. We gotta get some understanding for what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's a psychological thing. You know what I'm saying? So that even mean with knowing and joining others, speaking on it with others, how they gonna receive it, how they gonna take it. Some people is fucking hard-headed. Some people is a wasted time. Some people is unequally yoked. It's a lot to take into consideration when speaking to people. You know what I'm saying? And when even putting yourself in a circle around non-like-minded people, you got to know what the fuck you talking about too when you do that. And you know what I'm saying?
Big facts. And I'm gonna add to that. If you got people on the opposite spectrum, right, that can understand it on the level to which you're talking about, they understand, like, yo, I gotta affect these set of people this way. I gotta talk to these set of people this way because it's gonna be as effective. I can't use this with this person and Fingers, you did this naturally.
Real shit.
You had the same type of position, bro. Man, you understand that I can't talk to Coin and teach Coin the same way I could teach Trey. You understand? Man, let me switch up.
You have to switch how you deal with people. Everybody don't take it the same way.
But that's like on a scale of, that's a given to me. It's like blinking and breathing.
Right. Same.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like I know my approach can't be the same with everybody, but if we're not taking our time to understand the pieces well enough to know how to approach them, and we using our own mind state, right, to judge these pieces, but we're not stripping ourselves of our own mind state and saying, yo, let me really walk with these people and understand where they come from and why they act the way they act, and maybe it's some truth for them. So man, when I'm in it, I could be like, I bet.
And certain shit is meant to offend.
It's just what it is.
It is.
What we talking about?
It
You know what I'm
is.
talking about? Let's be
It
real.
is meant
Certain
to offend.
shit is meant to offend. It's not meant to make you feel like, oh, it's meant to offend you. So so it can hit you like a motherfucking shock thing. So it can be a shock to you. Like, what the fuck is you thinking?
And the
you know what I'm
thing
saying? Are
is,
you not thinking? Are you not understanding? You know what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta be a dose to this shit and get off the, you know what I'm saying? Not to be rude or disrespectful, I'm just saying sometimes the tone sets the tone.
Big facts. No, big facts. Now look.
The tone set the tone.
Have you been offended by something in your life that you look back at and understood why that person did what he did to offend you and thought like,
my daddy,
I shouldn't even been that offended at that time?
My daddy, I should have. I'm gonna tell you something. Saying? They say a man can't raise a woman can't raise a man, but I beg to differ. Me as a grown woman, the best part of me came from my daddy, not my mother, not from any woman. Everything, the best part of me, how I am with men, how I interact with men, how I carry myself, came from my daddy. And this is what offended me with my daddy. I was talking with somebody and it was bitch this, bitch that. Because to this day, since I was 28, I'm not around nobody, male or female, that call me bitch or nigga. And I don't call nobody bitch or nigga. I don't deal with people like that, right? And she said, bitch, hurry up. And I was so embarrassed because my daddy heard it. And he said, you heard her, bitch, hurry up. And it cut my soul. I started tearing up and I didn't know what to do. And he said, do I call you bitch? And I said, no. He said, so why you let her call you a bitch? And I'm thinking, I hate you. I hated him I hated him. I was like 15 and I honestly had this strong dislike for my daddy until I was like 21. And he said, well, you heard a bitch, hurry up. But when he said it, it cut me and it tore me.
Because you know what, right? But you just sat here and said,
I understand now, but
listen to me though. And I ain't trying to be rude to your situation, but I want you to hear what you're saying. You said your daddy raised you, and yet you hated him for the way that he was training you or giving you a lesson.
Well, Corn asked a specific question. Has anybody ever said something that you was mad at and now you understand? And that's the situation.
In fact, I felt that. I felt you times 20.
But just
look, because you had a time to reflect, and I'm not to cut you off, Vegas. Yes. You had a time to reflect and understand where you was coming from. But it took time to learn the lesson.
Regardless, it's the fact of it's what you said in the beginning. You said a man can't raise a girl and a girl can't raise a man. You beg to differ. That's what you said, right?
Right.
What I'm telling you is, you say you beg to differ with that. I say I agree with that statement. And the reason why, even with that lesson that your father gave you, he would give that same lesson to his boy, to his son.
Right.
Don't woo this right. Therefore, teaching you not to be a pussy or whatever, that's a manly trait. That's a thing. That's something that a man does to his son. I dare you act like a pussy, a female, and let a motherfucker call you a bitch or woo out the band. A mother who trains you in that same lesson, her approach would have been different. You would have not looked at your mother like, I hate you, and been crying. It was the fact that a man was raising you. Not to say he was wrong for giving you the lesson. What I'm trying to explain to you is that's what manipulation is, the manipulation of the mind. The fact that you think that because your father was giving you a lesson, therefore so-called raising you, that he was raising you to be a woman. Anybody could raise anything.
I never said he was raising me to be a woman.
No. What I'm saying is the basis of you saying that you beg to differ when people say that a man can't raise a girl and a girl can't raise a man. What I'm saying is, okay, I agree with what you're saying as far as they can raise them, but the point is, what are you raising them to? What are you raising them? Can a man raise a woman to be a woman? That's the question. Not no, can you raise them? I can get a dog and raise it. The fact is,
Okay,
can
you talk
a
right.
man raise a woman, a girl to be a
Yes,
woman? That's the
yes,
point.
yes. He can, and they can. So let me
And
tell you
that's what I say.
something.
How?
I'm gonna
Because I
tell you
say the
how.
thing.
Because you
You
only
can
listen
raise
to
that
that.
child, but you can't. I can't teach my
Okay,
daughter how to be no
listen. Let me
woman.
tell you that you taking that one situation, but that's not the
No,
whole
I'm
thing.
asking you. I'm not taking it
I'm
nowhere.
gonna
What I'm
tell you
doing is
how. Well, let me
asking you
tell
a
you
question.
exactly how. Let me tell you exactly how. First of all, you can have two people together, a mother and father that are toxic, and their kids could turn out to be toxic too from that situation. You can have a person who's with their daddy and they toxic, and then they're toxic, or their mother. But I didn't have a toxic father. So what happened was I had a great man raise me, and in turn, because I'm a little girl, it's inevitable that I'm going to become a woman. So now that I'm a grown woman, I am the best that I could be from my father. I have my father's qualities, not his bad qualities. All of his greatness was installed in me. Therefore, the
Like
greatness
what?
that my father installed within me made me a great woman. It is the person I am today because
And
of my
once again, I
father's
don't
teaching at
disagree
the
with you
age of
being a great
12.
woman. I don't
So,
disagree with you being a great woman.
right.
My question is, what is it that you are saying that you said your father raised you and your father made you a great woman? What
He
I'm
made me a
saying is,
great
so what are
person,
those
which in
qualities
turn I
that your
end up
father
being a great
gave you that I say makes you a great woman?
cooking, cleaning, being independent, having empathy, sympathy, understanding, listening before being
Okay, that's
judgmental.
great. I have nothing
Okay.
to argue with.
So
Shut the
and
fuck
that
up.
builds my character. It builds my
So
character.
your
So it
father
not
taught
only
you how to cook and do all that, cook and clean and do all
he
that.
did, he did.
Okay,
My mother was a mother from the
that's
South. My
real. That's
Yeah,
real.
but
And I
listen,
love that.
it was two different things. My mother was a mother from the South, right? But we have to understand that some mothers are great at raising their daughters, but my mother's raising the kids are not to be in the kitchen, right? You're not in there when you're cooking. You don't do this, you don't do that. My father was a carpenter. He was also a part of a movement, and he was a philosopher. So when my father taught us, it was hands-on. Come watch me
So
do this.
he taught did he teach you, so he taught you a woman's role in the family and what she's supposed to do for a husband and a man and that.
Yes, he did. Like, even in our house, he was Muslim. So, of course, as a child, there was things I didn't like. But like my brother and them took out the trash. They did the mopping. When they went to the store, my brother and them got the groceries, not us. My brothers and them opened the door for us. They took care of the dogs. And it was like a gender role, right? Which to this day, that's the woman I am. So if I'm with somebody, I
Right, but
cook,
you
I
just
clean.
spoke on everything your brothers did. I'm asking you,
Right. But let
what
me
he do for
tell you,
you?
I
That
didn't
sounds
get
like
to
what
that.
he taught them to do.
Listen, I'm telling you both sides because it's two sides. So with us, we did the laundry. We helped mama with the cooking. We cleaned the kitchen. Everybody had their cleaning roles. So we didn't do the mopping. We did the sweeping. But when my parents separated, we was with daddy. And so daddy kept that same thing. It was me and my little sister and then my two brothers. And it was still, this is what you all do. And this is what they have to do. And one time my daddy
That was when
asked
y'all
me,
split. So was it your so did it, that's when you say when y'all split. So what when
yeah,
you was
my
with it, when
daddy
y'all was
raised me
together
from
with
the
your
age
mother?
of, uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm saying when you was with your right, I know you because you just said that when y'all split, you continued it on. He could just continue that on. So what I'm asking you is
Yes.
when y'all was together, are you
Hmm.
saying that your mother started this and your father continued this?
No, my daddy set the rules. It was very clear who
As he
set the rules
should.
in the house. Yeah,
As
so
he should.
daddy, certain things my mama just dealt with. And then there was things my daddy just dealt with. So when they separated, we stayed with our daddy, right? At the age of 9. At the age of 9 was the first time we got in the kitchen. The age of 9, daddy took us to the grocery store, made us write a list, and we went and got everything on that list. And if we didn't come back with what was on the list, we had to go back to the store. Like, he was so particular, with everything he did with us, which is why I have this sort of particular type of thing, right? But he also, one time I had on this dress and it was short. So he threw a quarter. He dropped his change. And he said, Kathy, can you get that change for me? So I leaned down with my knees closed and I picked it up. And he said, good. I'm glad you didn't bend over. He said, because I saw you outside the other day, and you bent over in front of all them guys, so you know better So he taught us with lessons, letting us know, I see you. You know better, do better. And when I knew that he was watching and he saw certain things, it was like, okay, I'm just not gonna wear the short dresses no more. You understand what I'm saying? So he had a way of teaching us without scolding us. He had a way of making us understand without ever saying, this is what you're supposed to do. He never said, Kathy, don't wear no short dress and don't bend over. When he did that, I understood. And we never had that issue again.
Now,
You understand what I'm saying?
fearless, I understand it fully. And this is my point, because it went kind of left to my point. The reason I hung up the offended thing and all this, right? So the reason why I brung up off that, and it's simple, and it's a lot of this stuff is real simple. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really like putting labels on anything, man, woman, boy, girl. Let's just talk about people. People. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us really is one thing when it comes to our psychological and just who we are. Because my mama predominantly raised me, period. You feel me? To be the man that I am today, I can say that. You know what I'm saying? To be corn. Let's say this. Not to be the man that I am, to be 100% corn. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I got a twin sister. She 100% cornetta. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want to put a label on anything. But the reason why I bring this up is this. Now, imagine this, okay? You got, and that was a great story. Let's start with that, like, just your life. That's great. Because you had figures in your life, man or female, that displayed love, that displayed education, structure. These are the type of basic things that those things built for you as a person, right? Imagine a group of people, a whole group, and we're talking about tens of thousands. We ain't even talking about 100 people, tens of thousands of people that never had any of those things. No structure, no real mother or father figure to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I love you, Joe. Feel it in the spirit. It affects said people's psychology.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
So now, those things are called adverse childhood events, ACEs. Look it up. What's the truth about these ACEs, and the reason why the study is just so raw to me is because these things affect your physical mind, your ability, your mobility skills. Because as a shorty, when you're going through so much trauma and stress on that level, right, what it does is affect the way you learn. So a lot of these kids got learning disabilities for real. Black boy or girl. A lot of these kids out here, Joe, don't understand why they feel the way they feel on the inside. Like, bro, I can't reason with what you saying, nigga, because, bro, I just don't feel that way. Their mind didn't learn and it been reshaped physically. It didn't cut some synapses. It did some shit physically in their mind. You can go look this up, this is truth. To where it reshaped the way they think about things, reshaped the way they receive information. These things that you talked about that your father did for you are essential for just being a good person, male or female, period. When you strip, when the quote unquote machine know this, right? And they strip people of those innate things, they know it. So like, yo, they know that, man, Joe, let me take these houses, this ownership out the hood, Joe. We finna throw all these motherfuckers in this building. We finna give them less access to this. We finna give them less access to basic food. We finna give them less access to basic love, basic structure. You get what we get today with people. So when I think about whose fault and why people act the way they act and why they just so heartless at times, a lot of times I'm thinking it ain't their fault.
Because it's not done for no reason.
When niggas rapping,
ain't nobody just acting a motherfucking fool for no reason.
Look.
Some people are. I'm sorry. You can't make excuses for everybody.
No, it ain't even no excuse. This is reality. This is reality.
What do you know in life that just does what it does for no reason?
This is
everything
sociopath.
Everything is the way of the universe.
Listen,
you know that this happens for no reason.
Everything happens for a reason, but what I'm saying, the reason is not always on somebody else. Okay, so everything you're saying is true, but sometimes people have to take responsibility.
Of course,
for their own.
That's what I just said.
I agree.
Certain
but when you
things
think about,
have to say, Cat, we know that. So when you say what you saying, it sounds like you are making excuses.
But that's not my point.
Saying,
no, I sound like y'all making excuses.
No,
y'all making excuses saying that the machine is the reason why these people are like this.
No, the reason why a lot of people the way they is simply the state that was created for them. Simple.
Right.
Listen, a lot, and I ain't even talking about all. I would never say all. I would never say that. But
why would I go steal something?
Now,
why would I go steal something?
When you go,
why would I go kill something?
When you go, right? Facts.
Why would I come out the womb killing shit? I even had to see it to know what killing is in the first place. So that's even a cause. What I'm seeing is drawing me in. I see killing. So eventually I'm doing killing. Because if I didn't know nothing about killing, it wouldn't even cross my mind. That's a cause and effect, regardless if it's petty or whatever. So if that's just one small bit, there's a cause and effect. People ain't just doing what they doing for nothing, whether they wrong or right for doing it. I'm saying that the machine, the people, the manipulation, it's all fuck shit. Everything.
That's the main reason.
People say we only believe in what we see.
The main reason why I put the rules.
I believe it when I see it.
The main reason why I put that quote on the page,
for it to make a change, and that's what's happening. Everything we seeing is used as what you said, deception. And then what I said, manipulation, because what we are seeing now, yes, we can hold ourselves accountable for a lot of things. I'm not negating that and saying, no, don't look at yourself and hold yourself accountable for your fuck shit. I would tell a motherfucker, quit. Man, I'm responsible for a lot of shit motherfuckers watch. You know what I'm saying? Seeing me and errors in my ways. And as I try to correct that, that still doesn't change the fact that it's a strategic situation we are being put in to make us react to shit. Making our mind think this way, stay in this sort of mind frame.
I 100% agree with
not
you.
listening to people like you, telling some sense, talking sense to me. It's something making me not want to listen to you. That's a cause and effect.
That's by design, bro.
Other motherfuckers that told me this, woo out the bam, it's a cause and effect thing.
Look, that's by design, fingers. I 100% agree with that, bro. It's by design. And it ain't even, I just want to talk about what is. You know what I'm saying? What is a lot of people are affected by that, predominantly in our communities. Period. That's just what it is. Bro, that's all they know in their life, bro.
Okay, so this is what I say that. Let me tell y'all something what I see every day.
Let me finish this statement. One statement. I specifically know people that receive, and I know more people that's like this than I do that's opposite of what I'm finna say. I guarantee you. That never received none of the stuff that you was just talking about with your father or nothing. Never, ever in a life receive these things. Right. All their life they had to fight, Joe. All their life. So automatically they got a chip on their shoulder, auto. You feel me?
Right.
And it's something that nobody in the group will understand on a level that person understand, unless you sit right next to this person and pick apart their brain
and talk to them.
So you got to create, like I said in the beginning, a space where these people feel confident where you can pick their brain, right? So look, when it comes to the state of people and where they at, it's known. These are doctors of research that's doing this research in our communities that look like me and you, that's saying, hey, the reason why this area like this, and we ain't even gonna talk about the way people act. Think about this on this level. It's this thing called the Chicago Health Atlas. If y'all ain't never looked at this, look at this. This would let you know the mass state of things so you can understand. The Chicago Health Atlas is gonna break down the mortality rate of every neighborhood in Chicago, right? It's gonna break down the diabetes in every neighborhood, core morbidities in every neighborhood, and you can start seeing that, hey, man, most of the neighborhoods that we live in, neighborhoods, got all this bogus shit going on. Bogus disease, bogus mortality rate from drugs, heroin, cocaine. These shits is in our neighborhood strategically. Now imagine this: we at Oak Park, Illinois, and we're talking about one block, one in Oak Park, Illinois, in Austin. The average lifespan is plus 12 years apart, man. One block, man. By design, and then the design so thorough to where it know the way we think, so it's gonna feed what we think. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna show you on Facebook. That's why Facebook algorithm so cold, because it starts.
It's so deep.
This is how this shit work. They smart, Joe.
It's like so deep what you just said, bro.
It's gonna feed your mind to believe a certain thing to the point to where you physically start feeling the inside, like, yo, this gotta be right. And it's not fact.
So you watching how you carry yourself when you go through that motherfucker, when you hear it come in your mind, the picture you paint in your 360. Head, everything.
I gotta watch the 360, and I just thank God that I was a part of a structure similar to yours, where I had people, even not people in my immediate family, people like teachers. I had people in my life that steered my mind to see outside this illusion. But I know a lot of dead dudes. I know a lot of dudes in jail, and I know a lot of dudes living today that didn't get that at all. And that's why they did. That's why they in jail, and that's why they out here 50 and 40-year-old gang banging, trying to live his life. Because they mind haven't developed on a level where they got these small innate pieces that made them the men or woman that they should be. If we're not concentrating on developing things to give people, whether they're your family or not, these small innate things to make them think outside the box, then we're part of the problem. It's a simple solution for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when I talk to people, I listen. It's called active listening. I'm really listening, like, bro, and not judgmental, because everybody is born with unintentional bias. Everyone.
Right.
You feel me? So you got to learn what unintentional bias is for you, so you able to defeat it for you, so it can be effective for the next man, right?
Right.
So that's why I don't want to label people like, yo, well, a man should be like this, or a woman.
I don't like that. I'm gonna say this. Let me be clear on this. I don't like to label people as far as parenting, as far as with, a woman shouldn't teach, a woman shouldn't do this, a woman shouldn't do that. Truth of the matter is, with parenting, it takes a man and a woman. Parenting, it takes both. So if you say that this woman should not teach or do nothing while this man is at work, then the kid's gonna run wild. So people need to be careful with how they telling people a woman should act, because every situation is different. Every marriage is not the same, because everybody's not for each other. A man don't want the exact same woman that the next man wants. That might not be what they want in a mate. And the same with a woman. So with that part, I don't feel like it should be titles. But as far as these men out here wearing dresses and getting rid of their third leg, I don't agree with that. But what messed up the parenting is teachings of the old. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one thing. When my daddy told us, so first of all, it was 9 of us. My daddy gave all of us a trade. And I say gave because we didn't go to school for this. By the time we were 12, we all knew some form of carpentry. We all knew how to garden. We all knew how to take care of cats and dogs and do all of this. So we all had this training. There were no white pictures in our house. It was only black people in our house. Jet magazine, light skin, dark skin. There was no white music in our house. Everything we listened to was by black people. So I grew up having the utmost respect for black people, but I also had this image of how black men should be and how black women should be, right? When they separated, and then now my daddy, if he was to play that man role, my daddy wouldn't have took care of us. My daddy wouldn't have went to the store and bought underwear for us. My daddy wouldn't have picked out our fro. He didn't give us ponytails. He was a man. He had us looking like our fucking brothers, gave us line-ups and picked out our fro like little boys. And I hated it, but this is what my daddy knew how to do. I'm going to keep you clean. I'm going to keep your hair washed, and I'm going to keep your hair calm. He did it the way he knew how to do it. But if he'd have played that role where what a father should do and what a mother should do, when my mama wasn't there, he wouldn't have been no good to us unless he became an independent parent and took care of his kids unconditionally, right? So with that being said, I do agree that when it comes to parenting, you do what needs to be done when the other parent is absent. But as a man, you be mad. I have no problem with masculine men at all. I love a man who's comfortable being a man. I don't like feminine men, you know. So,
but think this here. I'm in a space right now in my life, right? And I hate to be such an outsider, but this is where I'm at. To where at this, I got tunnel vision. The reason why we talking about getting up like Marcus, Trey Ball, Marquise, Fingers, Trey Ball, Dan, fucking all of us talking about making this group to where we get together and fellowship, right?
Right.
So I could get to know Marquise.
Right.
I'm not the man Marquise, not the fucking, I need to know who you are at this state right now.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm not trying to label you like, yo, you should be this type of dude, or because of you, a man is this, because it's this. I simply want to get to know you so I can help you, or you can help me the most effectively. Simple.
Right.
Not saying that I'm grouping people together. We need to take our time to say, yo,
you got to start with somebody.
Person. Period. I'm not labeling you. I don't care what you doing. But if I'm here to service, which I am here for, right? If I'm here to service, I got to strip myself of my own personal beliefs at times to really hear you and to really understand. So, man, my focus right now is how do I wipe all these labels clean in my own mind, right? So I could be the most effective clone, right? So, man, so when I don't be judgmental when I see something be like, yo, man, this shit some bullshit, yo, I won't woo-woo. Because it's a
how do you show that person that you coming from a place,
from a genuine place to say, yo, I can understand why you choose to be this person. And it ain't even a right or wrong thing. I just understand. In that way, that person simply just trust me enough to just be themselves. Simple.
You talking, bro.
Now look, my son, when I came up, I went like, man, a man do this, bro. You gotta simply gave them specific things that I was given from certain people. Man, I'm gonna give you this love, bro. Man, I'm gonna be 100% honest and trust, so you can trust everything that I'm saying. So when you see it, you able to exemplify these same things for whoever grace your presence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's to the point to where we didn't infatuate with ourselves with all these labels, which is a part of the machine, quote unquote, to me too. We infatuate because it put people against each other just to argue to agree, and we get to arguing to agree without a solution. You feel me? And niggas will be podcasting.
I like debating.
I know. A lot of niggas.
You are just like my son.
I don't like arguing over no dumb shit.
Man, listen, I just
the Most High all day long because people.
It's just to the point to this.
I'm gonna say it on camera. I'm gonna keep saying it. Motherfuckers is full of shit at the end of the day. If we ain't talking about the Most High, period.
I agree.
Because that's the oldest shit. That's when you say the old, that's what I think about when we don't revert to the old. The oldest fucking book in the world, goddammit. The book that was made for us, and we done been manipulated into going elsewhere because we talking about the white man book and all this dumb shit, not understanding they stole our shit and manipulated us, not even believing in our own fucking book. That's the fucking.
I 100% agree with that.
That shit is
but look. If we talking about that, right, Fingers, which
real
is
shit.
Point.
That's what it boils
I feel the same way. I feel the same way. But think about this.
We talked about
if it's me and you talking,
it boiled down to that shit.
Look. If it's me and you talking about that, right? Me and you, right? Me and you saying, yo, it's fucked up. These people stupid. They don't understand this. It's really supposed to be this, right? I agree, you agree, right? At that junction of where we know this is the truth and agree, we can't talk about that topic no more. Only time we talk about that topic if it's a solution to what we feel.
Right.
That's the only time we should really be discussing that solution. Because if we sit here going back and forth and be like, yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, you don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it for this reason. Yeah, you don't like it for this reason. Yeah, you right. I don't like it for the same reason. And we doing that, it's a part of the design that keep it in a place where it's at. Now, if we thinking outside the box and saying, yo, all right, we don't like that. So we know what? Let's get to know this set of people, right? That we could touch, right? And say, all right, cool. And just on some cool shit, just to see where they mind at and develop a relationship well enough to where we could get to a point in our relationship to say, hey, this is the reason why we feel like you should do this based on this. And they get to a point to where they say, yeah, I feel like I ain't doing this reason because of this. We could create a solution or a happy medium together. Right. But what happens is we feel so innately strong on one side that when we silence the other side, silence them. I ain't hearing nothing that you saying, bro. Fuck what you saying, because nigga is this. And what happens is this. You don't even educate yourself on why. The root cause. And
okay, can I say something, Corn?
Man, I'm educated.
This is the conversation.
How can we not be educated?
No. I'm talking about.
This is the conversation I had with.
I'm talking about for that person.
Look, he's talking about in general things. This is what I have to tell my son. Listen, my son has this way. My son is very smart. He's very intelligent, but he's very. I used to say you negative, but I told him, I'm gonna stop calling you negative. But you are very controversial. I said, so what you need to do is you can't approach.
Hey, I say that too. I say that to my daughter. No cap. I be saying shit. No cap.
So I be telling him, LaDre, you can say what you want to say, but every conversation is not for everybody. And once you see they ain't trying to listen, quit talking. If you want to reach them, you have to give up on them. But if every time you all conversate, it can't be a conversation or a debate, it's an argument. If you're gonna continue to conversate with them, you gotta change it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
so when you said silence, that's who I am. So this is what I do.
To a man, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but listen, you're gonna talk to a person about food when they just ate.
Right.
You're gonna talk to a person about drinking when they already drunk.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
It's up to you to discern when the context of the conversation should be presented for that person. Not as a totality. Right. Just for that person.
But I say all that stuff is small talk we talking about right now. We know that.
No. The thing is this.
It can affect people because
the reason why I disagree with the reason why I feel like people don't know that.
And all that.
The reason because there's no practical application to what we know. We don't see the practical application to the things that we know already. It's not applied nowhere. Yeah. That's my point. Like, man, if we know, right?
Take it off.
Where is the practical application to it? Something that I could go look and see, like, yo, I bet because we know this is my approach to this.
We show that every day.
No. The reason why we don't do it every day is because
you don't interact. You don't listen. You're not just gonna go up to any motherfucker talking any type of way.
Man, listen.
You don't do that on a daily basis.
Listen, that's what Facebook is.
You know how to talk.
Yes, that's what Facebook is. People tell they innermost deepest secrets.
Anything to anybody at any time.
Huh?
You say any way you feel to anybody at any time in the given of the day. That's what social media and Facebook is. Period.
Like, can I say something real quick?
Even on Facebook, you're not gonna talk to niggas on Facebook certain way.
Let me tell you something. Let me say this. This is one of the things.
Right now,
look, listen, no, bro, that's y'all messing up. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying you can't talk to a nigga reckless. What I'm saying is, even on Facebook, it's certain motherfuckers you yourself respect and don't respect on Facebook.
Okay, right.
You're not gonna get on Facebook talking crazy to nobody that you fucking respect or you know how to talk to them. There's a difference between a Lee Angeles and a motherfucking Sonny. you know that you probably gonna talk different when you talk to Sonny than when you talk to Lee Angeles. Come on, what are we talking about?
That's true. I do have different conversations with different people.
In regards to whatever. If you talk about, say for instance, we the guys.
Now I'm gonna give it to, like, if I'm talking about a certain topic, I'm gonna give it to Lee Angeles, like I'm gonna give it to Sonny.
That's my point exactly. But point, you gonna give it how it need to be got.
I'm gonna give it to people.
That's what is the word for that, bro? Adapt.
But
everybody on this motherfucker right now know how to adapt to certain situations. What are we talking about? That's
exactly what I'm talking about. Adaptation. And it's to the point to where, but look, let's talk about Lee and Sonny. If I want to give him the same thing that I'm giving Sonny, and I know they two different people, for me to give it the right way for him to receive it, I gotta take time to get to know who Lee is.
Right.
That's simple. Right. And if we not taking those times to get to know people and we just blurting shit out, it might offend some people.
Right. So so even with you saying that, with you knowing one more weller than you know the other, your approach will be different how you talk to them about a subject right now.
See, now, and that's a great point that you're making. But my point all the way from the beginning was this. It's a difference between equity and equality, okay? What equality is, right, is saying, hey, it's an apple in a tree, right? And I put a platform down that's all the same size. It's like, okay, all y'all got an opportunity to get this apple. But I'm not taking into account that corn is shorter than fingers and Kathy is taller than fingers. I just put that out. That's equality. But what equity is creating the same platform and adjusting it to the heights and understanding people. I'm not changing the apple because if I change the apple for you, right, then I'm changing the message. So what I need to do is listen. I need to keep the message the same. I need to change the platform, bro. I need to get fingers up to where he can reach the apples. I need to get what's the name a little bit lower so it take the same time.
You going to adapt.
So the only reason,
right? Not adapt.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So the only way I could do that, me personally, is understanding each piece and showing each piece, right, the same love, the same respect, the same woo-woo, so I could get to know him for real, so I could
so you could tell him, hey, you know you short, so you may have to jump. Your arm's too short. You may have to reach in a little.
No. But see, my thing is this. My thing is this. But if I made this apple at this park and Kathy don't gotta reach, but I'm telling you that you gotta reach, I'm bogus. My thing is
not necessarily, necessarily, bro.
Now,
depending on the situation, you gonna adapt. That's not necessarily right. Because if you short, once again, if I say, hey, you short, you gotta jump, and I don't tell you don't jump, but you got short fucking arms, and I tell you to reach. It's the same fucking thing.
But look, why tell you anything when I could create something that all three of y'all can stand on?
I agree.
There ain't nobody jumping and reaching.
I agree.
Everybody got the same. That's equity. We teaching equality. We telling them with the love in our heart, like, bro, just jump a little harder. Come on, baby, you can do it. And giving them the support. But really not building the platform where he ain't got to jump no more. Your reach is the same as this dude that's 2 times taller than you. You get what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like, man, it's about building platforms through understanding who people really are and stripping ourselves of the judgment.
And that's just to my point inside, though, bro.
Have to use
the platform is going to be the understanding, bro. That is
no. Now let's talk about the structural shit. Let's talk about home ownership. Black people they stripped that from black people, right? Right? Good
at
home
one
ownership.
Point in time, yes.
I'm talking about even now, when you look at the numbers now, it's hard for us to get in. Now, it's a topic today. You know what I'm saying?
It is a topic.
Like, man, we talking about on a grand scale. It's a topic today. And then a lot of the homes that we own in certain neighborhoods is fucked up. The value of these homes is super down, and they paying so much property tax on it to where these people are living super poor, which is another topic. But why is it easier for John Smith to get accessibility to certain things than it is for Cornelius Chandler? You feel me?
Because they don't fuck with you.
When I say change the platform,
because they don't wear fingers.
Because they don't fuck with you.
Listen, okay, cool. So when we talk about equality, that's 100% the truth. That's 100% the truth. We got to understand things that we could do locally that change that platform for us. I shouldn't have to reach.
Okay, can I say something?
And keep reaching when this motherfucker right here, goddamn it, get on his knees and he plucking apples.
Yeah, we know that. We know that.
I have something to say to that.
If we know that, right? If we do know that,
why?
And I'm gonna let you go.
Why?
If we know that,
why?
No, it ain't the why. It's what. What are we doing to change these things that we know? It's no practical application nowhere, bro. Like, bro, it's discussion. It's discussion.
Why are we not doing it?
Listen,
that's the question, Fingers. Why you not doing? That's what I want to speak on. So let me tell you something, Corn. Let me tell you. Remember what we say: believe half of what you see, but half of what you hear. Let me tell you what's really going on. A lot of my people, they own their own businesses. A lot of the women, my clients, they are married. They are with their husbands. So in our community, there is black love. And of course, you're going to have black hate because it was love in the beginning. But let me tell you this. These guys own liquor stores. They own their cars. They own clubs, but they do not own a house. So at some point, listen, this is the truth. They could have chosen.
I'm just going to give you the numbers. I'm gonna just give you the wrong,
okay, but just
unadulterated numbers.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Because
listen, don't cut me off.
Unadulterated numbers. Because you got to think, even if it's 1,000 people that you know that's in that setting, even if it's 1,000 people that you know that's doing that, it's 100,000 people that's not.
Okay, but don't cut me off. Listen.
Let me hear what she's gonna say. I've been listening. Let me hear what she's gonna say.
Okay, so here's the thing. Fingers asked a question. He said, why are we not doing it? So here's the thing. Now there are opportunities. So when people get the opportunity, what are they doing? Okay. So it don't matter if it's 90-10. Why is that 90% not purchasing homes? And why are they buying cars? Why are they buying liquor stores? And why are they buying studios?
Black people don't own no liquor stores in the hood. Black people don't own no liquor stores in the hood.
Y'all want to do this another hour, y'all go ahead. We talking in circles, bro. In circles.
It's only circles if everybody gets to talk.
I gotta get a timer for y'all. I gotta get a timer. Everybody get a minute and 30 seconds.
Y'all remember us talking about that? Yes, like everybody don't forgot. We already established. Why are the 90% not doing it? Why? It goes right back to what we was talking about in the beginning. It's a psychological thing. It's a getting to know somebody, knowing if the person willing to receive, give, take, all that.
Okay, but that's my point. If y'all let me, that's my point. If you let me finish.
The natural, normal shit that we supposed to be doing is fucked up. It's like one of our antennas is bit. We not receiving and giving out shit as we normally would because of this machine. So this platform y'all talking about getting together, people ain't running to that for a reason. 90% of them ain't talking like we talking for a reason. That's why it's going to start from, I know where it's going to start. I know it's going to have to start from us, the people that's talking right here. We going to have to get on it. But the reality of it is the 90% is the one who are psychologically getting fucked over by the machine. By them people who don't give a fuck about what we talking about, the home ownership. They don't give a fuck about none of that.
Agreed.
They don't give a fuck about what we talking right now. They got $1 billion worth of brainwashing bullshit behind this live we doing.
So it goes back. Listen. It goes back to which I 100% agree with you. My thing ain't I agree. So if we know this, if we know 90% is exactly what you just said, Fingers, right? Our minds as leaders, right, shouldn't be focused on the 90% not understanding, should be focused on creating ways to give it to them in the lamest terms so they can understand it based off their situation.
And the best way to do that is what the fuck they already know, what they see.
You feel me?
We living in a world where we only believe in what we see. So when they see us moving the way we moving, like I know what Kat said, when she got the underground group going and all of that, and that matters. The black owners, businesses, people, all that matters. So the more they see that, but when they see that unified, seeing smart decisions being made, like owning a home first before the car and all the other shit, who this and that. When you say why they not doing that, why they not getting a home first and all that, that's part of that psychological shit we talking about. Not having understanding, not knowing, not having bills like this with a brother on the side of them saying, hey man, you need to get a crib.
Right.
100% agree.
We are envious people. We are hating ass people. We are people who are arrogant and selfish that want to say, look, I got this and you don't. It ain't no, I got this. Now let me show my brother how to get it. And who is putting that picture in our head, making us hold that fuel in our body? The machine, the people that's telling you, no, you could get it. You could be successful. Not your people. Not your nation, not your neighborhood or your community. They saying you can get it. You can chase it. Success is yours. You don't worry about what nobody else is doing. And that shit been implanted in our head forever. Now we making excuses for this shit. We tripping, y'all.
No. It ain't excuses, bro. What it is this. What it is for me is this. If we know these things that you're saying, all these things, where is the practical applications to create a solution for it?
It is a solution.
No. The thing is this. If we're not talking about structural entities and factors that create these things,
Corn, you said that. Listen, Corn, and I don't mean to cut you off, Corn, but you're right. I get that. But what I'm trying to explain, and what I think you know, Corn, is we can't build shit if we don't first trust each other, know each other, like you said. Listen, okay. And in order for that to happen, we have to have a common ground. And listen, common grounds can be a lot of shit. Your testimonies, what you went through in life, similar, whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is, in my opinion, we've tried all of that shit. We've tried all of that. What we haven't tried, what we have not been so fasted on and died, riding and died with, it's the fucking truth of the word, bro. We've been beating around. I believe where our power come from.
That is so false. You know how many black people own churches?
I'll let y'all have the floor.
Black people flock to the churches.
Before we go there.
Black people flock to the church. Let me tell you what the problem is.
And I'm gonna give you the flow. Just hear me out. The number one thing that you can get a people, it's always been like this. Just look at time, our past history as a people. We've always been drawn together in congregation and fellowship through our higher power, through what we believe in, through our belief system. That has been the way of us as a people forever. The moment we start getting away from that, the confusion comes in where we are divided on what we believe in as one people. So comes division and everything else to misguide us because we have no common accord on our source or where we get everything from. What this energy we got to speak talking like this, we have no link to where that comes from. We think we just was taught that from our situations in life. We don't believe that it came from a greater power and our situations just help mold that. And we are using that, manifesting that in the ways of our life. We not understanding the source though. We just looking at what we doing with our source of power and we don't have no type of accord with the higher power. Unless we are able to bring each other together on something that we believe in, what we trying to do as far as platform. Listen, I'm going to end it like this. The Most High said anything done without me going to fall. Period.
Look, I agree with that.
Period. It ain't going to survive. If it's going together in peace and harmony, because of peace and harmony,
we talking about the Most High.
If it's grown together just because we oppressed, it's not going to work. If we grown together because we know we are being treated wrong.
What was Jesus' most effective tool, bro?
The best do that and fail. They got
what was Jesus' most effective tool to reach the people? What was his most effective tool?
The truth.
No.
The truth.
No.
His most effective tool was this. Coming down on earth and being in the midst of the people to give it to them. Listen.
Right. You're right.
No, wait, let me finish. I just want to finish. I just want to finish.
Jesus, it was the fact that him coming down, never being the example that we were supposed to be.
I just want to finish.
I just want to finish,
bro.
Listen,
we want to finish.
With him,
I'm going to make a great point.
It's just common sense, bro.
No, him.
Talking about if he came down, which I agree with, but I'm saying he didn't just come down. It was the fact that he came down. It was the most.
Trayvon, you need to give time for
how
people
could you
to
say I'm gonna be this way and be this way, and you see this man in front of you?
I already know.
What's the word? For God so loved the world. This is the word. This is his words. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, right? He gave him. So what he did was give his son to the world. So what Jesus did was infuse himself into the world. My point of even saying this, bro, is if we're not taking that initial step to infuse ourselves in the world to understand the best way to get his message, then we bogus. That's what I'm saying. I get it, but if I'm not thinking like, yo, this dude is this way, I need to approach him like this because I noticed the truth.
I agree.
So my point is, if we not creating things to create the space to have this conversation effectively and not just bounce it off based on emotion and feelings, but just have a effective conversation, then we doing the whole movement a disservice.
I agree.
You get can I say something, please?
I agree. What I'm saying is you got to, but you would still have to state in it. And Kat, yes, you can. Just give me 1 second. You would have to state an example of what you're speaking on, Coin. If you saying that it's a time and a place and how we address people and this and that, I agree with you. I'm not in disagreement with that. Of course it is. But what I'm saying is, it's like as far as that different. Me talking to you or talking to individuals on a one-on-one, it would be different because it's a different platform. Me talking to you in a platform where the world is watching at the same time. No, I'm not. We're not
talking about that. I'm not talking about that at all.
I know. So that's why I'm asking, what are we talking about?
Okay, so what we're talking about is this. Me. And all I can do is live. I didn't place myself in a situation to where I'm in contact with people to understand them on a level so I could give them the message that I want to give them. I didn't place myself in this by choice. I could be effectively managing somewhere in a warehouse, right? Just doing my shit. You feel me? I got over 15 plus years of management experience. I could just go transfer somewhere. I sacrificed a little bit to place myself in a situation, one where I could obtain the knowledge that I need to reach the people that I need to reach, people like what we talking about. I see them all the time. This ain't like no niggas on the Facebook. These are niggas that I'm seeing fucked up basically off the situation that they live in the areas that they come from. And we talking about the city. I'm talking about the for real out there on the blocks with these dudes. This is my work right now. This is what I get paid to do. You feel me? I work for a nonprofit that do this. So what I mean is us sacrificing and making a choice to say, hey, I'm this type of person. I believe these things, right? Let me place myself in a situation, and it may be uncomfortable a little bit based on my standards. You feel me? But fuck it. Because this mean more to me than sometimes my own standards. You get what I'm saying? Yo, I need to put myself in a position to have this conversation effectively. So I want to be able to one-on-one you face-to-face to fill you out. That's me. You feel me? So man, instead of me doing this, I'm at the women's center, chopping it up with somebody, or 2 or 3 somebodies, at a men's center that's on the west side of Chicago, right? Chopping it up, being corn, because I just want to place myself in it. So God in the Most High, since we talking about the Most High, allows me the opportunity to do that type of stuff. Because I wanted to be guided by him first, right? So now I need to strip myself of some things, right? And say, yo, let me place myself in this shit, Joe. And not even think about it. Joe, yes. God show me, because I noticed it, maybe my approach been too long. God, please show me what I need to do in this situation. And boom, that's at 10, it's a conversation that sparked up. Now I'm knowing about this dude's life. Now I know why this dude didn't just got out of jail for murder, this, and the other. And it's simple things that I'm saying to him, not even saying, yo, go read this or do this. Just my aura and me just chopping it up with him, make him ask me certain questions that cause this conversation. You feel me? How do we place ourselves in situations to where it's honest, trustworthy? How do we build situations to where we can build these trust?
I hear you, but I'm like, what are we saying? What are we calling? What are we saying new? What are you?
No, what I'm saying is,
use everything you're saying right. You saying it right. I'm just saying, what are we talking about?
Though? The new thing is this. I used to do these conversations like what we have with a lot of my people all the time. 2 years ago, I said, yo, I don't want to conversate about no more. Okay. I want to do this.
Okay.
So I placed, my fault, a year ago. I placed myself in a situation to where now, instead of talking about it like this, I'm getting educated on what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm getting educated on the facts. So, man, boom, I go take a class at UIC because they offer me this free class about social structure and all these things. Boom. I go take a class on mental health awareness and understand how that's getting affected and all that stuff, right? I learned myself something. Plus, I got my own knowledge base through what I believe. You feel me? And I'm starting to connect these dots like, that's why people, it makes sense to me now. Oh, okay. So now when I'm having a conversation with somebody, I could be effective based off facts, not feelings.
Right.
I'm tweaking on what I'm saying? You think I'm tweaking on what I'm saying? That's what I actually do. Like, I ain't tweaking. Joe, let me show you something. Like, I just want to show you. They teaching this at all the universities in the United States. Let me show you something. Bro, this ain't your fault. You understand that? Like, man, the reason why this is like this is not your fault, bro. You need to understand these pieces and how the pieces move so you can play this chess game effectively. Because right now, you just a pawn. I need to show you how these pieces move. I'm not telling you the right way or the wrong way. I'm only a messenger. I'm only here to give you the pieces, bro, and show you how to move them. I can't make these moves for you, bro. But what I can be that is a correct social support, which is another word. The correct social support for you. So I'm a listening ear. I'm a shoulder sometimes. Sometimes, Joe, I'm going to give it to you plain and simple when the setting's right. You feel me?
I agree. Depending on the setting. Depending on the setting. I agree. Depending on the setting, though, bro.
Right. But if we're not putting ourselves in positions to understand how to create these settings and place yourself in these settings so your word could be heard a little bit, then right, man, so Joe, your word can be heard. It's a mute point when it comes to
it's gonna be on deaf ears.
Like me and you, we talk about it and it's gonna clash a little bit because we both know. How do we take all of what all of us know, right, collectively in this group and make it a thing and be able to feed it to the people that don't know? And I ain't talking about through algorithms and Facebook. I ain't talking about through advertising and Instagram and all this shit. I'm talking about physically.
It's going to be through our physical actions.
I'm talking about physically going out there and being able to show the love that way. Man, that's the most effective thing, man. When I was out there, they got this shit called home court, bro. Feel me? This East Garfield Park, it's a goon area out there, boy. But what they do for the last 6 years, they rent out this big shit, the park. They got people coming, it's free food for all the neighborhood and woo-woo. And it's just people getting to know each other, bro, with no purpose or nothing. To the point to where now when I walk through, it's people out there that know me like, hey, Quan, how you doing? And they're just a hey, simple hey. Then it's a point to where a motherfucker walked up to me and was like, bro, so what you be on? And that's what I be on, bro. You know, if you want to, whenever you get a chance to go in my car, bro, you want to chop it up about anything, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You want to text me about it? If you feeling some type of way about something, holler at me. At least you got a motherfucker that's going to hear you. Man, bro, a shorty tell me this. He 18. He said, bro, ain't nobody ever told me no shit like that. He said, man, I ain't even got no house to go to. This is just
conversation. And not to cut you off, because that's wonderful and great. But let me ask you this question. From the short time that you done known everybody on here, do you think, or would it be surprising to you if you heard that same characteristic about us?
What you mean?
That someone said, that someone said, I've never heard somebody say that to me in the way you said that to me, Miss Catherine. Or I never heard somebody break that down to me in the way you said, Fingers. I never thought of life like that the way you told me, Fingers.
Absolutely. Man, of course.
So I say that to say, we are in agreement. I get it. What I'm saying is we are smart enough still to know the setting and to know that, yes, we need to do things as things need to be done. I understand that. But just like I'm saying, just like you just said with the, you saying your examples of how the young man say, man, ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying, said that, even thought to say that. It's because you're dealing with some people right now who are hip to what's going on and how we need to be, and we sincere and trying to touch people and genuine and all that. I get
Empathy.
it. Yeah,
But
we
my
got that.
point ain't that. My point is, I wouldn't even heard that young man if I never would have placed myself in a position to hear him.
And that
I'm
still,
talking about,
I
and
get
I
it.
ain't talking
I get
about
it, Corn,
to
but it
deal with
still
him.
goes
So the
back to my
question
point.
is,
From
my
the
point
people on
is,
this platform, Corn, do you feel like, are we those type of people that will put ourselves in those positions? That's what I'm
Some
we
of
do
asking.
it
you
all the
all,
time. We
yes.
do it innately.
Yes.
Right. So what I'm
But
Yes.
my
saying
point is, outside the platforms, because I'm a firm believer in now, because it's so extensive in what's going on, and it's just my beliefs. You feel me? I'm not saying this how everybody should think. By no means, I am not
no, I'm
saying
trying
that.
to, what I'm
I'm
trying
just
to
talking
make
about
you
my beliefs.
understand is, and
My
trying to
belief
get y'all
is
to see, what I'm trying to get you to understand is, we are of like mind, bro. We
no, no,
are
no.
in
I agree with
agreement.
that. That's why
What I'm
we on here
saying that,
today.
so what I'm telling you is, we know how to do what you explaining by you just making a statement, saying, I believe that the people on this platform with me are the same way. So if you
Big
know that,
fact.
so
Big
if
fact.
you know that, then you got to understand that, yes, we with you, and I'm with. We all on one accord when we say that. It's a certain way, certain approach, certain thing. I mean, a certain people, different strokes for different folks. We know that. What I'm saying is, yet and still, the source. It's going to be the source. What do we have, even in the message? I'm not like put it like that. I talk to people all the time. I talk to people every day. This is what I do. This ain't no overnight shit. I've been doing this shit damn near a decade. Going to real places. Bro, I spoke at 4 different high schools. I know how to speak. The point that I'm
one
trying to
thing.
make is, what I'm telling you is, what we are not talking about, that we should be talking about, is the fucking source. The
No, what
truth.
I'm
The
saying
thing
is,
that's going to bring us
Can I
on one
say
accord.
something now if I forget? I had to
you
write it
missing my
all
point. You missing my
down
point, bro.
for
You
20
missing my
minutes.
point.
Y'all
Kathy said
set.
she had to write it all down. I just want to say
I
one thing, and
did.
then you can take it, Kathy. My shit gonna take like
Okay.
2 minutes. I've been hearing y'all saying like, what's the problem? Like Finger say, you ain't saying nothing new. We done heard it all before. Kathy said everybody talking, nobody doing. How do we fix all these things? You know what I'm saying? All these
Trey,
problems that
that's
we
my
having,
point.
and I'm
And
gonna
I'm
tell you
That's
what
my
moving.
it
point.
is. I'm
And
gonna
that's
tell
why
you what it
I'm
is.
trying to figure out, how do you think I'm missing that point,
Give me
Corn?
one second.
That
I'm
you
gonna
said, what
tell
are we
y'all
gonna do?
exactly what it is. I have been
Yes,
listening
Trey.
this entire time.
I know what you
It
saying. I'm
doesn't
saying we
matter.
can't do shit. We can't start to do nothing unless we start with a common person and purpose, and it has to be bigger than just, we know what's gonna make society
I'm
better.
finna tell you what
That's
the
not
common
gonna work,
person. I'm
bro.
finna tell you what the common
Let
purpose
him
is.
talk, y'all.
What everybody should have. Everybody should have this, you know. I don't see how, we walk through life and everybody don't have this shit looking at each other, you know what I'm saying, as reflections. That's my brother, that's my sister, that's my, woo wop the bam, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter where you live at, you know what I'm saying? Rich, poverty. It doesn't matter, whether you religious or you're a spirituality. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you have mental problems. It doesn't matter if you just have health problems. The issue with it is, with all of these problems, from the way that we live it today, and even the reason that there is division amongst people, is because some people don't want to be treated the same as other people is treating. There's only one fix. You do unto others as you will have them do unto you.
Thank
A
you.
lot of this ill shit that people do to other motherfuckers, I don't give a damn if it's a nigga on the street and we gang banging, or if it's a physician in a facility that's making some sort of drug or some shit that's gonna go into a body. In your mind, you would have to be like, if I'm Dr. Brain or Dr. Strange or somebody that's on some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? That's just one of these evil motherfuckers. How
Right.
would I feel, if another motherfucker bamboozle me, another medium, another wizard, another doctor, another anything like that, you know what I'm saying? And they bamboozle me and hit me with the same shit that I'm trying to hit other motherfuckers with. I don't think people reflect, you know what I'm saying? How would I feel if this shit happened to me before I do it to the next motherfucker? You
That's
know what I'm saying?
empathy. That's called
And
empathy.
yes,
Right.
that's the final answer to all this shit, man. Do unto
Right.
others as you will have others do unto you.
Yeah.
You don't know and you want to learn, what you do, you ask somebody, or you search out. You may have some shit that somebody wants to know. You supposed to do the same shit. What if this is some
So if
shit
I'm
that
doing
I
unto others as
like
others
I
do
heard,
unto
like
me,
I
right?
heard Finger say earlier too. Motherfucker get this shit in the hood and just want to flaunt it. Oh, look, I got this shit, nigga. You don't. You know what I'm saying? You ain't
That's
gonna
the
tell your
mind
brother
frame.
how
No
to. You not gonna tell
understanding,
your
no
brother
nothing.
how to do this.
We have
But
no
not
common
thinking
ground, no
at one
nothing in
point in
common.
time, at some point in time, you didn't know how to get this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They don't
Somebody
share the
told you
knowledge.
how to do it. You might
Because
have
they
more
not treat you
time
like they
than
treat
the next
themselves.
motherfucker
Because
have.
they don't
You
follow the
understand?
understanding. We ain't got no
Yeah,
source
but
of power,
somebody
man. We
showed you
tripping.
that shit, or you sat back and watched the motherfucker. And even if you sat back and watched the motherfucker, you got to know, motherfucker gave me access to them to sit around and watch this shit in peace where I
Yeah.
can learn. If I'm not gonna teach you, you should want to give that same thing back. You know what I'm saying? That you reciprocate. People have to take a look at every single thing that they do in their
Hmm.
life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That completes their day to day and makes their day go along in peace. You understand what I'm
If we
saying?
don't
In
Yeah.
follow
peace.
these
But
laws, we
this
dead,
is
bro.
mentally, this is spiritually, you know
We
what I'm
out of
saying?
there. I
I
don't
people
care.
everything.
Trey
If we
Ball,
don't
you
look at
right.
this
You
shit,
right is all law. I
if
agree
we
with
don't look at
everything you
this shit
said.
and,
I
and,
agree
and
with
look
it.
at the next motherfucker and say, I want that same thing for them, because I know if I show that, they're gonna do the same thing for me in
And people
return.
will be doing the same thing that Trey Ball's saying if
It's
they
the
was
motherfucking
following the
solution.
laws,
It's the
bro.
solution, and that's
The
the only
laws
solution.
teaches you how to conduct yourself. Like he just said with scripture. Knowing doing on the others as they doing to you. Know your neighbor like if you was
Oh
treating
man.
your neighbor like you treat yourself, as the most high told you, this would be second nature how you supposed to act. Reciprocating the understanding, giving it back to your brother. You would know that this shit right here would be no debate because you would be eating right, doing right, thinking right. You would know who that is that you finna finesse, who you finna fuck over, who you finna play around with. But our problem is we coming up with 1,000 excuses not to follow the law, even though the law is the best thing for you. Don't eat this, eat this. We still on here having a laugh and not talking about it like it's gonna go away. The same motherfucking laws that our forefathers had, they forefathers had, not listening. Disobedient, disobedient. You coming up with every excuse that you can like, whether it sound good or not. You
I'm gonna
coming
go
it up
back
in your
Can
head
I
to the
and you
talk,
beginning.
conjuring it
please?
up in your
Oh
head
yeah,
Because
and made
it
your
is
can I
ass
Captain
say
sound
Crown.
right.
something?
It
And
is
you
Captain
not right.
Crown. I
Listen,
went
Let me
now
longer
say
than I
this
this.
said
how you
I
can
was
prove
gonna
it
go.
wrong or right.
No, you
Hey,
said
listen,
a lot.
I
You
want
made
y'all to go
sense,
back
Trey
and play this
Ball.
motherfucking
I went
live
longer
over
than I
again.
said
Trey
than I
Ball, when this
expected
is
to go.
done, when this is done,
No.
I want y'all to go back and replay this live. This a promise I make it to you, bro. If y'all really want this shit to change, like y'all say, do this for 2 months. Go through the scriptures, read every law. Hey, if you don't know all 600 laws or whatever the case may be, just obey the 10 for the next 2 months and see how your life changed about building. See how your life changed about building. We capping because we ain't even took it to the extent of saying, oh, you know what? Maybe I don't want to believe none of that shit because y'all would just think I'm going to do that. Try it and see what it do for your life. We trip every law is something that's not harmful, not nothing negative, not nothing. But we have conjured it up in our head to say, well, I'm going to disregard that for whatever reason. right or wrong. That is the reason why we're never gonna get right. Look, I promise you this on my way, may the Lord take my life
took
right
some of
now.
that shit. And no
10
sin is
years from
greater than
now,
the next
10
sin and
years
all
or
that.
15
Right, no
years from
sin
now,
is
y'all
right.
finna see it ain't finna be no boys and girls club, no recreation center, no group gathering that's finna change the way the structure of what's happening to us that's happening. The only thing that's going to change, if I'm still living, and we come back to this, is going to be the individual. It's going to be the person who says, you know what? I'm changing myself. And therefore, whoever decides to change because of the influence that I am causing by living my life the way I'm supposed to live it, those are the people that's going to change. I guarantee you it's not going to be our community. And matter of fact, it's going to be bigger.
I disagree. The reason why.
Let me get Captain a turn, Corn.
We'll see.
Let's get Captain a Corn.
Hey, remember, that's why I'm glad. This is the only
Captain
reason why I'm glad they made technology, because you record the shit and it can't be erased. We'll see in 10 years from now if I'm still living. I'm 37, I'll be 47 years old in 10 years. We'll see if the neighborhoods, communities done got better from these platforms and all of this shit. We done had the best people make the best motherfucking platforms before we was even born.
We're gonna get
without
Captain
technology, and they did. Come on, man, we tripping.
Come on, Captain.
Look, God said ain't nothing new under the sun. History just repeats itself. So it's gonna be the same thing. Even if you do get powerful, they're gonna kill a Corn, then I'm gonna come behind Corn, living it out for what he did, carrying on the marathon.
Hold on, bro.
All we do is make titles and a bunch of bullshit. Marathon.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm asking y'all, bro. If we can,
I just disagree. I'm gonna tell you why.
Come on, bro, we tweaking. If you really go back and look and really think about it, bro, you gonna be like, this nigga right. Because it's the truth, bro. The only thing that's going to change, that can change, is us. Yourself as an individual.
We got you. We got you.
That's how you change the community. The person.
All right, we're gonna pause right there. Go ahead, Kai.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to say. First of all, I want to go back to when
a little big fingers. You gotta let, you know what I'm saying. You gotta let somebody talk.
Bro. Oh, that shit be pissing me off, bro.
I know exactly how you feel. I understand, but still, yeah, I understand. It's a conversation, though. We gotta let them get it in.
What you think finna happen? Motherfuckers finna start putting their dicks back on. What the fuck y'all think finna happen? They finna start switching sex back? What y'all is blinded.
Come on, Captain.
You can't reverse that. You can't undo gay marriage laws. What are you talking about?
I didn't know we was talking about gay marriages and stuff, bro.
We accustomed to, bro.
I didn't know we was talking about gay marriages and stuff, though,
bro,
right now.
Think about this, bro. We talking about platforms. We talking about platforms.
Right, we on a platform. I'm trying to get Catherine a chance to take advantage of the platform, bro.
Okay.
That nigga get started, Joe. He don't never turn that shit off. No, but we with you though, bro. I just don't want you to feel like the motherfucker ain't with you, but
I'm with you, bro. I hear you. My bad. I'm gonna put my shit on mute, bro.
Go ahead, Captain.
Okay, so this is what I was gonna say. So both you and Corn was making a point, but then Corn's point got elaborated. So when you speaking to people and you really want to teach them, you're gonna have to keep repeating it. It don't matter how many times you say it.
Oh, that's a fact.
You're gonna keep saying the same thing until you reach somebody. That's number one. Number two, as far as having freedom of action and free will, what we choose to do cannot be blamed on the lack of knowledge of the Bible or the Most High. It's an individual choice for whatever reasons that we decide to make it. That's what that is. So, but if you're talking to somebody, so this is what I was going to say with the silence. When people bark at me, they will get silenced. They're going to continue to get silenced, right? But then there's people I can talk to and they listen. So the reason why I said that is because if you go back on the page from the beginning, I have been saying, let's get together. We can have it in my backyard. I'll cook. We can have butter. So for about 2 years, I've been saying, let's get together. But it took for y'all to say it, for people to listen and say, hey, let's do it, right? Okay, so
you're not the only one. You're not the only one. You have said it before, and then there's a few other people that was
General Vega.
Yeah. A lot of people, I've even said it before. You know what I'm saying? Said, let's get it together. But all the time, everything happens for a reason and at the right time. It just
sometimes it takes a certain person to deliver the message for people
I
to
don't
say,
think I don't
okay,
think it's
let's
no
do it.
different. I don't think it's no
Right,
different.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Because
like
when you said it, we said, okay, let's do it. When I said it, we said, okay, let's do it. I can't forget. I can't remember the white boy that was in the group when he said, let's do
General
it.
Vega
Like,
said it.
let's do it. General Vega said, let's do it.
So this
when
is my
they
point.
just said it, we said, let's do it. But it still hasn't happened yet, though.
But look how many times it's been repeated. That's my point.
It's not like it's more serious this time. We taking it more serious, or like because a certain person said it. You know what I'm saying? It's not as serious. You know what I'm saying? That's almost what I got. What I was gonna get from what you said, because you said it, and then now when a certain person said, everybody acts and moves, and I don't think that's the case.
Well, I have to finish. Y'all don't let me finish. Y'all cut me off. So what I was saying is, yes. So what I was saying is, okay, I lost it. How do I go back to it?
Go back.
Oh, Deja finna click me back.
Oh, you can turn your camera off.
We can hear you, Deja. Okay, so what I was saying is, it's been repeated over and over again by different people for years. And it's still going to be said until somebody say, you know what, let's just do it. Somebody's just going to make it happen, and it's going to happen, right? But until it actually happens, you're going to get different people in their own way continue to repeat it. So this is another thing I want to say. When Corn says sometimes you have to put yourself in these people's situation, okay? So this is a little personal, but it's also people not listening. So I talked to a few guys on the page that I consider to be mentors. Like, I look up to them, and Fingers was one of the first. Out of everybody, it's only one person I just don't like. They're a horrible person, but they have a facade. So this facade is on Facebook. They know what's right, they know what's wrong. In private, they talk one way, but on Facebook, they're another person. So we can't always use the platforms and take them for what they are. You have to get to know somebody to say, hey, they doing this on this platform or for these millions of people, but this is not their story. If you personally know them, right? So you like, this is not their story. So you got people, whether they churches, whether they preaching God or not, it's not always their story. Just because somebody's delivering a message don't mean that's the person that you're supposed to receive it from. You may need to receive it from somebody else. And just because somebody may be speaking word from the Bible does not mean that you're going to take it in, because they're not even coming at you the right way. You ain't hearing nothing they saying. Some people could talk to me.
And that is going to cost you your life.
Listen, let me finish,
If a drunk
Fingers.
man come up to you and tell you your house is on fire, you are going to risk your house being on fire.
You cut me off again.
Is drunk.
You cut me off. You're not listening. You need to listen.
Yeah,
you don't listen, Fingers.
Because
but listen to what I'm saying.
On the internet, and it's just the way that they deliver the message. Now, their
message
is 100% true. You know what I'm saying? All the way through. But because they use words and they talk at you instead of really teaching it, they say, "You stupid motherfuckers! This is what's gonna happen to you, dumb bitches." I'm telling you,
here's the
everything
thing.
he's saying is right. And I know people that just can't listen. Like, oh, this shit cringe me. I just can't
learn
like that.
And here's the thing. Here's what else I want. This is the point I'm making.
Earlier, when Paul was saying, you have to know who you're talking to and your approach.
Thank you. There's a way to tell. And here's what I'm saying. Just because
you're not gonna save everybody, bro. You're not gonna save everybody.
Talk. Please let me talk. Let me finish. Just let me finish.
That's just a fact. You're not gonna save everybody anyway. You know what I'm saying?
This is the point I'm making. Listen. What I'm saying is, just because they're not hearing it from that person does not mean that they're not hearing it from nobody else. Because there's plenty of times where it's just like it's just like a parent.
God-given right to.
But that don't mean they're not getting a message from somebody else. That don't mean they're gonna die. That doesn't mean they don't hear it. So this is what I'm saying.
That person's choice, whether he really chooses.
Right, and so it's just like with kids, I could tell my daughter something, I could tell my son something, and somebody could tell him the exact same thing. He didn't hear it when I said it, but he heard it with somebody else. But for me, as long as you got it, then I'm fine. So my thing is with the silence. If somebody come at me like that with the aggression, because people like to separate emotion for men and women, but what they fail to realize is that men and women just exhibit one emotion more than the other. Anger is still an emotion. Sadness is still an emotion. So for me, I will get silence on a mug if I sense of anger. If you can't talk to me, I don't want to hear you. It's not that I don't understand what you're saying. It's just that at this point, I'm on the defense because you're coming at me.
And you
On
have
the
that right,
defense.
Captain.
Right.
And you have that right. And there
so
are some people, who are totally the opposite, who can
right.
respect someone who's being straight up, no
Right.
holds
Right.
bar. They like that.
Right.
It's
Some
to
people
each his
like
own.
it. So that's what Corn was saying. If somebody's going to be a teacher and a leader, everybody don't learn the same way. So you don't approach everybody the same way. I don't talk to my daughter the same way I talk to my son. I don't talk to you the same way I would talk to somebody I date. It's a difference. You get what I'm saying? So what Corn was saying,
it depends on the situation. You can
that
start off
person
talking to
is the
somebody.
situation.
You can start off talking to somebody in a certain way, approaching them in a certain way.
Right.
Depending on what you're speaking on, or how that
Mhm.
conversation goes, that conversation can change. Those emotions can change, and the cutoff can be in mid conversation. It just
Right.
depends. It just depends on the situation, the people who are in the situation. There's different adaptations of however you want to put it, and you have that right to say, "I'm going to receive the message from you because of these reasons, or not receive the message from
Right.
you because of these reasons." That's totally up to you. I'm not
Yeah,
faulting
right.
anybody who says,
But what
"Well,
I'm
I
saying
don't
is
want to
just
receive it
because
from."
somebody's not listening to you does not mean they don't believe in the word of God. Just because somebody don't want to hear you tell them does not mean they're not following the commandments. You can't assume that just because somebody's not
Once
taking it from
again,
you that they're not getting it.
that's why I keep reiterating over and over. That's totally up to you who you decide you want to receive or take the message.
I'm not
I'm
talking
not
about
saying
me
if no
personally.
one
What I'm
what see
saying
when you
is,
say that, that's making an assumption. When you say, are you assuming that I don't believe in God or such? No one said that. No one said you don't
but I
believe in
didn't ask you
God,
that.
huh?
I didn't ask you that. What I
No,
said is
by
a
you
person
making a
can't
statement
make
and
the
saying just
assumption.
because no, by you making a statement and saying
Mhm.
just because someone doesn't listen to you doesn't mean that they don't believe. No one stated that. No one says because you don't listen to the way somebody is giving you a message that means you don't believe. Nobody's saying that. What I'm saying is if you saying that you're not going to receive the message from me because the way I'm bringing, I'm saying that's okay. That is your choice. But that doesn't change what I'm saying in the message. And just like you say, that doesn't change
Right.
what it said in the message being right or
Right.
wrong. That's just saying because I'm bringing it to you this way, you're not
A
receiving it. And
particular
what I'm saying is
person.
that is totally fine. To
Yeah, a
some may get
particular
it, some may
person.
receive it,
Right.
and some may
Right.
not receive
Right.
it. That's part of it. That's just a part of it.
Okay, and another thing I wanted to alliterate on is when you talking, when a person is talking, it's also a point where there's a point where there's a listening. Everything Corn said was right on point. I walk up and I don't drive. I walk up and down the street. I catch the bus. I talk to all of these different people. I talk to all of these different people. I speak to everybody I walk past. Some speak, some don't speak. And now it's like either I'm gonna be heard or I'm not gonna be heard. Maybe they didn't hear me. Maybe they didn't want to hear me.
I agree.
Maybe my energy was wrong. But at the same time, when they come into that store, they talking to me. Hey, where's this? Where's that? And it's like, I speak to you every day. I don't say this, but I speak to them every day, and they never speak.
Right.
They
Because
different
some
out
people is
there.
gonna receive it and some people are not.
Some people
Period.
not right. But at the same time, this is my thing. What
That
people
don't mean
do.
go change you, Captain. That don't mean
No, I'm not gonna change
you
me.
stop
I'm
telling
not gonna
them
change
hello.
me.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, no, some people I don't speak to.
You don't change
We
yourself.
all have vices. I don't change myself. And that's another thing I wanted to say with Porn, where he said the judgment. There's a such thing as using better judgment. Once people
Of
show me
course
who
it
they
is.
are, I have to treat them accordingly. First
That's
time,
big
shame
fact.
on them.
That's big fact.
No, it's not, because I'm gonna tell you this it's not true. There's a guy, he's homeless, okay? He asks for money. He never really goes into any place. He's never really around here. I speak to him, he asks for money, we all get him money. And then his energy changed. I'm not judging him because he's homeless. Now I'm using my better judgment because of what he did. You understand? So it's not different. It's the saying. You can look at somebody and say, you know what, I better not go here because something is sketchy. You can judge them, but try to do it by using your better judgment. And what
Ain't
happened
that what I
was,
said earlier when I
that
said
is
we
what you
know
said.
y'all two going
No,
left,
no, no.
And who
right?
not to, right?
Listen, I'm not saying, I didn't say that on no, what I am saying is this. Of course, innately, you're going to be able to pick up on what people own and blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm talking about. Because what we do is argue the effect of things. I'm talking only cause. Now, let's talk about the organization that I work for, because I want to make this point. I work for a faith-based organization, period. Everyone in this organization from the top down believe in the word. We can't even go, we can't have a meeting without praying. We can't finish a meeting without praying. You feel me? This is a collective of people, right? That understand it not only on the educational side, but on the spiritual side as well. I'm a firm believer in that. So it's choices being made not only through education, but through spirituality.
Right.
For the betterment of a neighborhood, correct?
Right.
We're only talking about effects. And if we are true leaders, right? True leaders, we got to learn to adjust our approach, period, for everyone. And we got to understand people to make that adjustment. If we're not putting ourselves in positions to understand the people so we could best give them the message, then we're doing the people a disservice. Because a true leader is a servant to the people.
I agree with all that. I agree with all that. So, but the point, hold
on, fingers.
Not every person is not deserve your time. Every person is not worthy of your energy.
That's not my concern at all. And I'm gonna explain why that ain't my concern. Because my concern is what I'm doing. And man, and God gonna bring that to me. I'm a believer in that. So I need to get myself right only. You feel me?
Right.
I know what it is. I'm not concerned with what this. I don't place no expectations on nobody or none of that. I'm concerned about getting corn right and putting myself in a position to be an example and to help where I can. Only. I don't care what people need to do and this, that, and the other, and all these topics that we discuss. My main thing is what
that's part of the problem.
Listen, my main thing is what I need to do and what I can hold myself accountable for. And I know the truth, so I got to hold myself accountable first before anybody else. Simple. And once you start that thing, because I agree with certain things, once you start a certain path for yourself, it started to grow like a seed.
No, listen. I already hold myself accountable. I already work with people. I do what you do as well. But what I'm saying is there's a group of people around me in the environment. Listen.
I'm not talking about, all I could do is be the example. That's it.
Right.
Place myself in a position to help and be a servant.
Right.
Do it. Simple.
Right.
You feel me? I'm not passing no judgments. I'm done with that. Done.
I get it. I get that. But what was the point when you started off the conversation by saying that it's not only is you teaching one thing, but you teaching this, y'all teaching spiritual.
Man, my whole thing, my point of saying that is this, because you was like, yeah, you know, it's the foundation. This is why people woo. But it takes both.
Right. So okay, and you express how you utilize on one side, but you didn't say nothing else about the
No. But what I'm saying is it takes both. I'm addressing the spiritual side because people getting to know me.
No, I said you wasn't.
Listen.
You talked about
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I did and why I gotta explain it. Because we talk about spiritual stuff all the time, right? You know, this the level that we talk on, right? So you know corn, right? So you know corn, simple. You know corn thinks spiritually. He could conversate on this level with you. He knows some things corn. So if I'm telling you that corn is placed in a situation, you know that part of me is a given. It work hand in hand. So it don't need to be said. What I'm saying is, man, this is what I'm doing.
Listen, corn, that sound good, but I also know the other part is a given with you too.
Listen.
I know, corn, hear me out though. Just listen to what I'm telling you. Just give me 30 seconds.
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing.
Give me 30 seconds, corn. 30 seconds. I promise. 30 seconds. You just gave us two examples. You said we do the spiritual side and the other side. You say, fingers, you know me, and that's a given. And I'm saying, I agree, corn. I do know you, and just as well I know your spiritual side, and you can go there. I know that other side too. You just explained as far as what you do for your with your company or with your business. I know what you do with that as well. That's a given. You ain't got to explain that. But you chose to give me what y'all do as far as what you do as far as
the reason
giving
why,
out. And you didn't say nothing
the reason
spiritual.
why,
And that's a
the
big
reason why,
point that I'm trying to make.
the reason
That's
why,
why we lost
the reason
that,
why, the reason why, because I'm talking to you, because it's another piece that people don't really know the intricate details of like other pieces. Bro, it's to the point to where it's important that we understand the education as well as that. That can't be the only
I agree.
thing.
So
my
why
thing
haven't
is,
you
so
given
now,
me anything
because I
on it,
feel,
bro?
wait, because I feel that way, because I feel that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta explain the education piece of it, because that's something that I ain't talked about. This is where I'm at in my education. This is where I'm at work. This is what I'm doing, like this, and this, and I'm tying the two together. And I say I'm creating a space so I could give people all of corn, education,
And I get
spiritually,
that, but
and
what I'm telling
everything.
you right
And
now
if
is that
we
ain't what
not,
you doing. When you hit a video, bro, you gonna see. I get that, but that's not
I
what you
promise
doing
you,
right now,
I
bro.
promise you.
Even though I
Listen,
know that, even though
you
I
don't
know
gotta
the type of caliber man you are, that's not what you
listen,
doing right now, bro. You
listen.
telling me you want to give me the
We
education
talking.
side. I'm
That's
saying,
because
cool.
we talking, fingers. That's because me and you talking. But this conversation ain't meant for the masses. This me and
Right.
you talking.
But
So
the
But if
education
he
is.
play it, the
listen,
masses gonna
okay,
see it.
cool,
So
cool.
you know.
But that ain't my point, because I ain't using this. I ain't using this as a tool. I'm talking amongst friends, and people gonna listen. They gonna peel from
I
it how they
get.
peel from it.
I'm just saying,
But what
bro.
I'm
You
saying is,
giving us the
what I'm doing.
right now. The viewers watching, right? Right now, the viewers is watching all of us, right? And
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to tell you, Corn, and I know you're gonna see it when you watch the video back. Right now, you're not seeing nothing wrong. All I'm telling you is, bro, yes, you doing right. You giving us the education side. You say you giving them something they don't know, giving us something we don't know. The education side of it, what we need to do, whatever. But in the beginning of the topic was, we got to
I
use
guess
both
you don't like
the
when I sit like
education
that.
side and the spiritual side.
Man,
And
that's
you
my
said your
point.
reason why. You
Listen.
said your reason why you're not giving the spiritual side is because you
I'm
talking
talking
to
to you.
right. But listen, but when you
Okay.
talk on the education side, are you just talking to me or you talking to us?
I'm talking to you in context of this, all of us,
And
because you
I'm
posed
right.
the
And I'm
question.
saying if
I'm
you
talking
talking
about
to me, and I'm
not.
saying if that's the case, Coin, and you just talking to me, you talking to me about the education, like I don't know that's what you about
No, no, no,
either.
no, 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 no,
I
no, no,
know
no,
just as well as
no,
the
no, no,
spiritual. I know that's
no,
on
no,
the
no,
education side. So
no, no,
why is
no.
you just talking to me?
Now, what I'm saying is this: I'm talking about us as a collective in this lab. We're really having a discussion, right? But in context of what we was talking about, of course, I'm addressing some things that you said. So of
Right.
course, I'm
On
talking
the
to you,
spiritual
right?
side.
So look. In the beginning, what I always
Yes,
talked
on the
about
spiritual
at the
side, I
beginning,
think.
in the beginning, I talked about getting to know people, right? That's the first conversation. That's how this all started.
Right.
So you got to get to the point to where you got to meet people on a level. So I'm like giving examples like, well, look, I kind of did this to get to the masses on a level, because I don't believe, I instantly said, and I hope you read this back, I don't even really believe in bringing it on these platforms like this. I said that like, man, this ain't my thing on bring, because it's a part of what's going on already. People know we get fed this all the time. So now I need to touch and see people for what I'm on, me personally. And that ain't to discredit anybody's movement. This just corn, what I'm on, right? So man, Joe, of course I'm gonna address you on that level and say, yo, if we all having discussion and it's something that you say that triggers something that I'm thinking, I'm gonna address that individual just like I address Cat, just like I address Trey. But man, when I'm talking about the masses, I didn't put myself in position to talk to the masses on their level. That's all I'm saying. And
I
then
get that, but I think we going
So
left.
let me. Are you trying
We
to say
going
that
left.
he hasn't put
I
corn?
ain't saying
Are
nothing
you trying
about
to?
fingers. I ain't
No,
saying
I'm
nothing
just
about what
asking. Let
fingers
me ask
is
the
or isn't
question, and you
doing.
can say yes or no. I know you didn't say that. What I'm asking is, are you saying that maybe he hasn't put himself in that position to
That's
deal with the masses?
that's an
No, I'm
assumption.
asking
No, I'm gonna
yes or
give you that.
no.
I'm gonna give
So
you that.
okay,
It's an assumption for this reason.
okay.
Because I specifically was like, yo, well, I'm doing this. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
this is the most woo woo woo. Because we just
Right.
talking about a topic. This
Okay.
ain't personalized to anybody or anything in a certain order and say, well, this is what Finger's not doing. This is what Kathy or Trayvon not or is doing. This is an opportunity for people to get to know, or even you guys to get to know just Corn some more. Specifically. Now, if you feel that it's addressing that, that's a you problem. If that's the case.
No, listen, stop for a minute. Let me tell y'all what y'all doing. And I have been quiet and I'll let y'all talk because if I'm not here. But listen what I'm saying. When I asked her, I'm very particular with my words. So if I assumed you said that, I would have said, why are you? So I asked you a yes or no question. You don't have to defend it. What I was saying is, listen, when he said something, okay, and you spoke on how the way he talked to some people, which I do listen. You said that he would have to get okay, let me say this. Okay, listen, you said that for him to talk to people on the masses, he would have to get to know them. And you said, this is what I do. I put myself in that position and I get to know them.
No, because it ain't gonna make contact. And I hope you run this back, Fingers. Never have I ever said, yeah, for you to get the what's name. I'm talking about.
No, I didn't say that you said he said it. What I said is
that's why I said
Fingers made a right.
Fingers, I never said you said that, Corn. That's not what I'm
saying. And I
didn't
either. Nobody said you said anything. I'm asking, and he's asking you. Now we're asking two different questions, but you did make some points, and I wanted to know what part of Fingers' conversation were you referring to? That's all. I didn't say that you said he said that. I'm trying to figure out what part of his conversation were you referring to.
To answer your question, when Fingers was on that, he was like, "Well, man, there's really one thing people need to know these laws," which I get. I get that, but my point was, it's a combination of things. That's the base, but it's about getting to the foundation. People have built houses over this foundation. People have built houses over this foundation to which Fink is speaking of, about understanding the law and living by these things. How do we tear down the houses that they built? And it ain't just by saying, yo, man, this is the foundation, this is this. Hey, if you do this, is this. It's about understanding how the house is built. For me, you know what I'm saying? That's all. And I'm trying to make that point.
Okay, you know I understand.
And amongst like-minded individuals, and I'm gonna wrap it up on it because I got to go. But like-minded individuals, we can speak on this level and have these type of conversations because they're supposed to feel this type of energy in them amongst us, right? But this type of energy, like you were saying earlier about reading people energy just a few moments ago, is that some people gonna take this conversation and miss it simply because of the passion and the feeling we get.
Right, they're gonna be like, I ain't trying to hear that.
They're gonna miss everything that we saying because they might not gonna be able to receive it based off the passion energy. So my intention of being in something like this ain't for them, it's for us to keep building and do whatever we doing outside of us better. That's my intention.
And listen, and I agree with all that. And I'ma just, before you just say this, I agree with all that. But I've came to the understanding a long time ago that everybody ain't gonna get it. But listen, even taking that out the equation, even if
gonna be 100 something elect, we talking about getting it and saved and all that. You know what I'm saying? Can't save everybody. Everybody.
Listen, you can't. But listen, can't save everybody. Take it a step further than that. Even for the ones who get on here and they miss it because of the way any one of us is giving the message, they miss it because they don't like the approach. You know, the golden thing is, there's someone on here who's not like me, who knows the message is the truth. So they may not get it from me, but they got Corn that they can get it from on another day, at another time. Because me and Corn in one of a chord. Corn, you may have missed it. You may have missed it. But I know Corn caught it. I know Trey caught it. So yeah, my Fingers approach, we don't like the way he talking.
No.
But I like the way Trey talk. Trey got the same message. I don't care who give it to him.
Right.
That ain't the point. That
goes back to what we were saying earlier when Kathy was talking. Like,
everybody's not gonna get it, bro. But because we are in one of a chord, they don't get it from me. They gonna get it from Corn. They always got Corn to talk to or to get the message.
And then on the other hand, just like how we were saying that some people are not gonna get the message, even though we had started talking over them, but fingers did have a point. That'll lead you to death. That'll do something
It'll
else.
lead you to death, man.
Because on the other hand, that same thing we just said, then you got on the other hand, some motherfuckers say, damn, I forgot what the fuck I was finna say.
That's the weed, bro. You feel me?
I'm out in the
spring trying to listen. That's the trees.
To motherfuckers learning though. The motherfuckers say, did you receive the message, or were you worried about the messenger? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Did you get the message, or were you worried about the messenger? But at the same time, we can say the shit. Some motherfuckers just can't learn from some motherfuckers. They just tune it out. You know what I'm saying?
They just tune it out.
So still, like Corn was saying earlier, you can't approach everybody the same way. You can't have the same teachers. That's a problem with school. That's a big problem.
Yeah. It's like they both was making valid points.
Problem with school because a lot of these kids don't learn the same. You know what I'm saying? Right. A lot of these kids, we know they have ADD and shit, but we expect them to sit in this motherfucking class, pay attention, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Be quiet and only be interested in what the plan is that the teacher has for this day. Somebody else may be better at learning through some visual shit. They might be good at watching a video and learning. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else might be good at reading that shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else might just be good at hands-on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So how would you? So having all these people, all y'all. Can I ask a question to all y'all? How would you feel if somebody came to you and was like, "Man, you know what that dude was saying was right, and he saved my life." A person that you feel like you missed the message, or you didn't like his approach, but then somebody else came to you and was like, "Man, you ever heard of dude, or you ever heard of her? Heard of the queen before me, man? What she said saved my life, man. What she and you like the first thought come to your head is, man, yeah, you be right, but I don't even like
that motherfucker. I don't like him.
I don't even like that. I don't like when the person like, man, but he right though, man. Look, I'm telling you.
No, like me, to answer your question, like me, like I like to speak for myself. Like, man, messages hit me in all forms. Like, bro, like your approach, Kathy approach, a Trey approach, it all fits in my dynamic. Me, you feel me? And for certain people, the only approach is an aggressive approach. For certain people,
right.
For certain people, the only approach is an educational approach. For certain people, the only approach is a spiritual approach. My thing is discerning which approach is appropriate only, because they all work the right way.
Right. It just depends on the receiver.
Right.
It depends on what's so, man, it ain't a person a point for me to say, yo, this person is this, because now I'm passing judgment on this dude, and now I'm doing all the shit that I'm telling another person that they shouldn't do. You get what I'm saying?
What you mean when you say passing judgment?
Like, if I feel listen, if I feel like, yeah, his approach ain't gonna work because he.
Oh yeah, you talking about that? Like,
and see, that's my. I want people, and I can't wait till y'all really run this back. You feel? Please run it back. I'm gonna listen to it.
No, I'm listening, bro. I really want to know what you just said.
My whole thing is me. I'm gonna say this. This is my third time saying this in this whole conversation. It's me. You feel me? My whole thing is understanding myself, understanding my triggers, understanding my way, so I could be best effective for everybody. You know, especially my immediate circle. You know what I'm saying? The people that I say care about me, like yourself, like Trey, like Kathy, like people in my life. I need to change and strip myself of certain things for these immediate people first. You know what I'm saying? So I got to figure out what Coin is. What triggers me? Oh, the way this person say this make me feel like this. Am I right or wrong for feeling this way? Okay, nah, Coin, really this based on this, Coin. Blah, blah, blah. And that's going through my mind most of the time, right? Till I get a science to myself, right? And once I'm able to really get the science for me, I'm going to be able to best apply me to whatever situation I embark on. Right or wrong. Right or wrong.
Okay, can I say something?
I get that, but I want us to lose that. My question was with the judging. What did you mean when you said that?
Yeah, because
Right.
like, are you talking about
See, we just
judging
went
just the
into, and I agree
messenger,
with all that.
or
I know that popcorn. I'm asking you some
or
simple
judging the
shit based
people
off
you
what you say.
approach?
The
Like,
Okay,
judge, the
judge,
judging. When
judging
you
somebody.
say you don't want to come across or seem as if you judging, when you say your approach, how you giving it to a motherfucker, is that what you mean?
Now, form an opinion or a conclusion about. That's the technical thing of judging.
And
right,
you say that,
Form an opinion
right, and you say
or
that comes
a
across as your
conclusion about.
approach.
So if I'm judging someone based on the message they give it, right? Because they came up like, well, man, this person is aggressive in their message and they might not receive this message, or I might feel some type of way, or anybody that you pose that question to feel some type of way if they get your message and they come to you like, well, dude saved my life with the way his approach. And I'm like, well, nah, you know what? Man, I really don't like his approach anyway. Cool, that was cool, but I don't like his approach. That was the question initially. So I say this, man, Joe, all of it fit because I don't want to judge the messenger. I don't want to form an opinion or a conclusion about the way the person presenting his message. Simple. The definition of judge is
You say you don't want to judge the message
the
the way
messenger.
the person presenting their message.
based
You know
off
what I'm
of
saying?
based
Based
off.
off of whether it's aggressive or
Oh,
whether it's whatever, for whatever reason. Because maybe you giving a person a message, right? And you using a laid back tonality, and they don't receive it. And Trey give them a message, and he like, man, you need to do this, you need to do this, this, and this, you need to do this, and it's received. I honor both of them because it fits in the system. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Because
Yeah.
even me, I might have to take that same approach.
I'm
You
with
get
you.
what I'm saying? At
I'm
times,
with you.
because I'm adjusting to have it moves for me. You get what I'm
Okay, so
saying?
can I say something
I'm
to
with
what
you.
you
I
said?
respect that.
So,
I
as
respect
far as
that.
being a messenger, this is an issue I come across on a daily basis. First of all, I wake up happy every day. I am at peace and in a constant meditation. So I do not get too much out of body or loud. So my sister once stayed with me and I said, Cynthia, don't let the kids go play with the neighbors. She steals, she do this, she that. Uh, 3 days later, hey, this little girl stole the phone. She did. And I said, well, I told you what she do. Well, you was just so calm, I didn't believe you, right? So another client, a client came, told her the same thing. Hey, don't park there. They give out tickets. They'll tow your car. They told my car. I said, but I told you that. Well, you didn't seem serious. So I told somebody recently I had an ailment, and they didn't believe me because I don't know, maybe I wasn't rowdy enough for them. So I tell people stuff, the truth, or something I see, and they don't believe me simply because there is no aggression in my voice when I'm speaking to them, right? Sometimes they don't even believe the stories I tell them. Nobody but one person believed me when I told them I had breast cancer,
It's a
right?
lot of shit
It,
you don't.
yeah, it's like it just went for a whole
Some people
year and
just
a
don't
half.
believe you because, for the simple fact, it's you. No other
Yeah,
reason
but
than that.
and
That it's
it's
you, the
different
one that said
people.
the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
Especially when
right.
somebody knows you, or they feel like, uh, they know who you used to be or where you came
Thank
from.
you.
You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you. So
He
that's an
don't. He
issue
don't. Bro
too.
don't supposed to know that we come from the same motherfucking area, Joe. He's frank.
Right.
Motherfucker talk.
Yeah.
We don't. This ain't the type of shit we talk about around the way. You know what I'm saying? This
You
ain't
hear
the
what I'm
type of
saying?
things that we
You
do
hear what I'm
Right.
around the
saying?
way. You know
That's
what I'm
real
saying?
though.
So a motherfucker
Right.
always
Right.
looking at you as
That's real
the
shit, bro.
From
motherfucker that
some
they used to
old
know,
they
the
the
person that you
right.
used to be, and you're never supposed to be anything
And
more
that's
You're
than
never
what
and
supposed
you
to
that's
used to
change
be
or be
yeah
in
though.
some
better.
people's
That
eyes.
shit
You
Right.
know what I'm
fucks with
saying?
people's minds, bro. We out
Yeah.
here. We
So
out
my
here.
issue is this. I know who I am, right? I'm comfortable with who I am, but people are not comfortable with who I am. You
Mhm.
understand? And they don't even believe me when I say, oh, I wake up happy every day. Yeah, I be in pain every day. No, you don't. No, literally, I be in pain. I have to do this. Then I find myself explaining myself. And then they ask for advice and they don't take the advice because there's no aggression. I'm not sure there's anger. I'm not like ready to give up. And it's like
Yeah,
I
you
have,
talking. You talking, Kay.
yeah,
That's what I'm
it's
talking
like
about.
as a messenger, I don't really call myself teaching people, but if they ask me and I know the answer, I'm going to tell you. But we all have vices, so I'm going to tell you my vice. It's a horrible vice, but I don't care. It's just who I am. Either you take it or you don't. I won't do anything to hurt you, but I won't go out my way to help you. So with me knowing me and learning myself, that is the worst part of me. Either you take it or you leave it. There are no takebacks. You get nothing from me. You don't get the good, you don't get the bad. And when I do that, I do have resentment later, but I can't go without doing it. So we all have vices. Nobody's perfect. Corn, you know yourself. You're a teacher. You talk to people. My business is doing really good. It's not from social media. It's 100% word of mouth. So I talk to people. It's so many different people, so many different men, so many different women, so many people from different walks of life. And the one thing I learned from this is that all of us do not have the same mindset from the same systematic issues. Some of us know better and we just chose not to do better. And I won't give up on everybody, but what I will not.
Nobody in the world breathing wants to not do better.
Right. Really some people just don't really care.
That shit don't make no sense. An animal don't want to not do
right. Some people just don't care.
Say that,
there
bro.
are people who
I
just don't care. You know and I do know somebody who
foolishness.
It's their perception of what better is to them. That's what
it's what I took care of my nephew, and he basically said, right, true. But let me tell you why my nephew said he didn't want to do better. He don't want to give all his money for no job. He don't want to pay rent. It's true. It's true. It is psychological. Right, it's psychological, but it is why he does not want to do better. And this is his word, so I can only take his word for what he said, right? So what he did was,
you the adult.
He's grown now. He's grown.
That he don't know what the fuck he talking about.
Right, that's when he was younger. Okay, listen.
Him that
I gotta get up out of here,
wait
Joe.
a minute.
You feel
I understand it. Listen to what I'm saying.
Really enjoy. Hold on, I gotta get up out of here. So I want to say, I really enjoy talking to you guys and building there. Like, I really enjoy this type of shit. So I appreciate being in the midst of people who are strong-minded, independent-minded, man, and willing to change themselves first. Right. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, I want to end on this and I'm gone. It's 3 dysfunctions of a team that I know of for sure. You feel me? It's the lack of trust. It's the inability to hold yourself accountable. And it's the inattention to the goals, right? If these 3 things are missing, it'll never be an effective team. Pay attention to the goals.
I got one at the top of them all. Anything without God will fail.
Hey, listen.
It may even last a little bit. You may shine a little bit.
Listen, it's to the point to where, listen, it's the point to where it's things out here working in the opposite. You can't have yin without yang. Right. It's things that work in the opposite perspective. For the good and for the bad. So just like the God is working, the devil is working as hard. They say he the prince of air, right?
Hey, that's the nigga that knocked the shit down.
Listen. Man, I just know both perspectives work.
He don't want to make it fail.
I know both perspectives working just as hard, right? So for me to be effective, I got to understand both sides of it for me. You feel me? And I got to answer the questions, the whys. Why is this like this? Bro, why would a person do this? Why? Because it ain't always a simple answer for that person. You feel me? It ain't always what I think it is for that person. The only way I can know what that person is thinking is talking or engulfing myself in the environment that said person is in to really understand it. Right. That's the only way I could be effective at it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not doing that, I can never truly be effective to this person. So why even place myself in the position to even try to help if I'm not even engulfing myself in that? You know what I'm saying? First, like, man, let me just understand so I can strip everything that I'm thinking in my mind so I can at least just understand. Then I base my conclusion and move forward from that. But it starts with me first. You know what I'm saying? It starts with us. You know what I'm saying? Having these type of conversations. Because, man, even in this, it's learning for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this person think like this. Oh, this is this. This is this. Man, oh, man, let me rethink this. Oh, okay, cool. Boom, 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 boom. That way I could be effective the next time we speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I get this. Oh, okay. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? But my main thing is I got blinders on when it comes to that way of thinking that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I just need to be free enough in my mind and free enough in my spirit, in my soul to hear and to understand, man, and allow God to make my decisions, bro. Simple. You know what I'm saying? If I embark on something, I ask him, like, is this
you gotta hear the good and the bad. You gotta know
that's
who's
good.
good for you
Look,
and who's not.
look, that's good and bad.
You
That's
gotta
everything.
hear all of it. You gotta see
because
it and
it
feel it.
works.
Yeah.
And then this is another thing, and I'm gonna leave on this note. All things. He didn't even say some things, because we're just gonna talk about the Bible right now. All things. All. Not some, not just the good things. All things work out for the good for people who love the Lord. All. That's good and bad. That's good and bad. So simply, I'm just trying to love God, love myself like God loved me, and learn the fuck as much as I can about others.
But we gotta also add in that learn how to love God, because it's a way to love him. God say he ain't with the fool shit. He ain't gonna be able to fake love him like we fake love each other.
Man,
He's not going for
absolutely.
none of that.
But look,
We can tell the
absolutely.
difference
But
between
that
real
ain't
and fake love because he's the author of love.
look,
He
no
made
doubt.
it.
No doubt. But if I
So
ain't
we
giving
can say we love him all day. He not going for no
look,
goofy
if
shit.
I'm not giving fake love to myself, bro, I'm definitely not gonna give fake love to God.
Right.
That's a given. I
I'm
gotta
with you.
learn how to love me.
I'm with you.
You
Love
gotta
God.
learn how to love
I'm
yourself
with you.
first, because if you
Yeah, I
can't
gotta
love
learn how to
yourself,
love
how
me.
could you love anybody or anything else? You
If you
have
don't
to
love
love
yourself,
yourself
With you.
first.
He
Yes.
said he
yeah,
a
Joe.
jealous God.
It's simple. It's simple. I gotta love me, and I am
That's
a
right,
direct
cuz.
reflection
You
of
gotta
God.
love yourself.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I gotta understand how God is in my life. I gotta understand, man, what this word mean. I gotta understand these things and how it took shape in my life and how he moved me in my life, Joe, and say, yo,
Right.
he did this thing because he loved me. Oh, come
Right.
on,
So
I'm
now I
tweaking.
got to
He did this
understand how to
because of this.
love
I
him
got a
back.
certain understanding on how his love worked. You
Right.
feel
Facts.
me?
Facts.
Yeah.
Man,
Facts.
so that's my point.
Facts.
You feel me? With that being said, I love you guys. To the next
Likewise,
time.
King, you already know.
Love,
See
Love
bro.
you.
On
you
the
too,
real. Have
bro.
a good
Yeah,
one, man.
man,
Bye.
no doubt. Y'all be safe,
All that
safe out
good
here.
time.
It's ugly, Joe. Be safe.
Yes,
Yes,
Fingers, I'm
sir.
sir.
calling. Fingers, I'm calling you, Joe. I'm gonna call your ass in the morning. It's going down, son.
Hey, hit me,
All
nigga. Hit me for real. Hit me for real.
right, for sure. I got you, Joe.
We still here or what? What we doing?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm
I'm
good.
still here. I'm
Y'all
still
still trying to
here.
get in and shit. I'm
I'm off
still.
in the morning.
Yeah, my thing is, like I say, I don't want to hold y'all too long, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It's all outdoors. I can go all night when it's talking about the truth, man. Because, like, in my opinion, man, like a lot of what we said is agreeable in a lot of ways, But I think what we have, the things that's in us to push our self forward and our people forward, these ideas are great ideas, amazing ideas. And I think it's no surprise that we can come up with these ideas because we are who we are and who we descend from. You know, we come from people with great ideas, great aspirations. So it's not a surprise that we are these magnificent people doing the things that we are doing. But the Most High is telling us everything that is happening as far as time repeating itself, history repeating itself, these great things that we're doing, being done, is nothing new under the sun. It's not new. And we have learned things like patterns, routines, and we are not blind to these things. What happens is pride, our emotions that we spoke on earlier, all of these things tend to block the truth. It tend to block what has actually happened. And these years are rolling past on these on these way of thinking, on this certain way of thinking. Sometimes, not everybody, not all people, but a lot of our people are just on this way of thinking that has no understanding. Now, when the Most High say we are foolish, and I didn't just wake up thinking this shit, bro, overnight. Like this has been years to change my life.
Right,
You know,
right.
I'd never be the same again. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been up against everything just like y'all. Whatever the story may be, I'm not putting my testimony on no pedestal compared to no man. We all done been through shit. That's why it's nothing new under the sun. It's like summing up. It's like the Most High summed up everything, so we couldn't come up with no excuse. It was like he summed it up. Like, listen to me. Nothing new under God's green earth can you show me or tell me that hasn't been done since before you got here. It may look different to you, it may feel different to you, but someone before you has felt the same way you feeling, thought in a certain process. This is why the outcomes that has happened hasn't really changed nothing. It hasn't really changed nothing because the true change is going to come when we give it all up. Everything. That's our whole way of thinking because it's gonna hurt. Because you're gonna feel as if, why? Because it's making me feel this, it's giving me peace. This is doing this, but it's like, is it the right peace? Is it peace because you are away from sin and you're not sinning? Is it peace because you are really learning how to love the Lord and you doing that so much to the point it's reflecting everybody who's in contact with you? Is that's why you're getting peace? Or is it peace because you have made yourself comfortable because it feels good? You don't got to pay bills. The bills is paid. You peaceful because is that where the peace come from? We are not understanding true understanding of what's going on. Think about it. If we just, like I said, because we don't follow the laws, it's not because we don't believe this, believe that. It's because we really don't want to, because we have the free will to do what we want, because we don't want to be feeling as if someone is making us do something that's telling us how to live. And the reason we feel like that, because this is years of experience of having free will. This is the experience of having the luxury of being able to learn and know what you want to know. So the thought of having to obey or be obedient, that seems backwards. That seems off. It affects your heart like, what? Slave? You telling me what? I can't. What you think free will is about? That's all you know. So because it's been taught to you backwards to think the free will is everything that's good, not to hear someone tell you that no, you should be obedient to the law of righteousness. You should want to follow these statutes and commandments instead of having free will, being free to just be a monster. Feel free to eat whatever you want, even if the science tells you you should not eat this because in the long run it ain't good for you. You should not be around these people. In the long run, it ain't good for you. We're not thinking like that because we have conjured up our own life and we've made, even though we may have to do it because of circumstances, situations, we may have to adapt and do this, do that. So we don't understand the psyche of that changed us. That changed not just on the outside, hardened the body, that hardened our mind and our technique and what we had to do to adapt to the situation. So we're not taking this from no one. We don't do this. We are a certain way when we connect with these people. When we backwards. If we was following the law and dropped it today and said, look, I'm doing this no longer. Nothing bad is gonna, not saying nothing bad could still happen to you, but nothing bad is gonna come in the form or the way it's coming now that we directly affecting and killing ourselves. We are making excuses to continue on our life, whether that be me being hypocritical, smoking these cigarettes because I'm hooked on these motherfuckers. Every one of these motherfuckers I take is fucking me over. You can say, well, you know they is, and you still doing them, you dumb, and laugh at me. And you can have that right to free will to do that. But the fact still remains, this is fucking killing me, bro. And I'm hooked on it. Whoever, and whether it's the machine, the people that got me hooked on it, whatever it came to be, I'm smoking these bitches. I am tearing myself up, and I am less healthy than I would be if I wasn't. I'm taking years away instead of putting good shit in. That is the decisions that we are making, and us not choosing to follow. So when you look at the outcome of what's happening outside of us, it's because of us. The way we raised in the imbalance of our family, the transgender of our children, when we came up, whether we grew up with the same conditions of man being homosexuality, homos, or whatever the case may be, whether that was the case, we know as us growing up as children, it wasn't as rampant as it is now. I'm not saying we was better than nobody, but I'm just saying, like I know, there was a difference. So now you see it going rampant now. You
It
have
was
to ask them.
hidden because social media, we get to see it happening
Right.
everywhere.
And
But
we can say,
before we didn't see it everywhere. So it's like it's
yeah,
been there, but it was hidden.
it was
You know,
hidden.
like yeah.
And
But
now
it
we
was it
see
was
it, and that's
always
what's wrong.
there.
And I
It
just want
ain't
to
hush
finish
Yeah.
on
hush
this
no
point,
more.
on this note, and I'm gonna give it right back to you. But I got, because that is the truth of the matter. Now that you
Yeah.
got this in another generation, more of this, more rap. This is running rapid. Remember, it was more censors. It was more. I'm finna
Yep. Couldn't
hold this up.
curse
I'm
on the
finna stop this
radio.
parental discretion advised. Can't get in the movie
Yeah.
without this. All this going on. Now you just see no shock value no more. You will see everything everywhere. But and it's there because it know what it's doing to what's happening. It's happening because it's ordained to happen, y'all. It is ordained to happen. When you look 10 and 15 years from now, do you really see your oppressor meaning to stop oppressing you? Just like we all know the only thing that can change, we know it's us. We know we can change things. We know we can do all of that. But what I'm saying is the person who told us that first is the Most High. He been telling us that. Our ancestors, he been telling them that. Teach these kids what I am telling you. Because you have not taught them and that has not stuck with y'all, their free will is going to run them rampant. They're not going to know me. They're not going to know me. They're going to know this world and everything that happened in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I get like that and talk like that because that's how much I love a motherfucker. That shit is real. I'm not finna talk to you and play with your life or none of that when I know I'll probably jump in front of the bullet before the person next to you. I don't care if you get mad at me and say I don't like how you talking or whatever. I know that something hit me and done struck me and done made me tell you I'm not gonna play with you. If you don't want to talk to me no more, just know every time you talk to me, I'm gonna tell you a few things. I love you and the fucking truth. We playing. There's no excuse for none of this. The only thing why we not doing it is because we hurt and what we would have to give up and the change and what the change that we would have to make, what it would do to us.
Well, most of
We
my
wouldn't know who
clients,
we are. We'll be like, oh, so I got to give up everything, and I'm not even sure about what I'm going to be or where I'm going. We are
right.
we are for sure what we going when we doing what we doing now. We taking care of business. We trying to get this so we can get that. We trying to do this and that. Even though any given day it could all in.
Right. I think the thing is everything history repeats itself, but at some point you got to realize, am I going to keep doing the same thing or am I going to get a different ending, a different result? So one of the things with our movements is we're not on social media because if they don't know what we're doing, they can't stop it. And we are doing things. We are buying property in Chicago. Um, a lot of these buildings that some people think are being bought by white people, it's not. It's being bought by us. It's black owned banks. I'm not in a position to do it, but I move in my own little path, do what I do. I had some personal issues I had to take care of, but I see an improvement. Even on social media, when they dogged out everybody with the PPP loans and they buying cars and going to the studio, that was true for some people, but nobody spoke of these new businesses that popped up in my neighborhoods and other neighborhoods that go jogging and or go visit. I've seen an improvement in our neighborhood. And with this COVID shut down and all these places shut down, and they're saying that so many people are not working because of unemployment. Well, for me going back and forth between my neighborhood and downtown and up north, what I realize is that our people are not going downtown to work for white people anymore. When I go to my neighborhood, Walgreens, McDonald's, White Castles, Family Dollar, it's us still working. But the media is not showing those of us. The half of the people I know on Spit Your Shit still working. So we all of us haven't stopped. What it is it's an algorithm that we can take control of, which is why when I get on Facebook, I do not dog out women. I don't dog out black men. I've been dogged out by some black men, but I have not dated every man. So I cannot hold every black man accountable for the few I've dated, right? So when I get on Facebook, I'm not a perfect person. I am happy most of the time, but I choose not to get on Facebook and dog out everybody. I choose not to get on Facebook and tell everybody, oh, I'm sick, I'm going through this. I feel like sometimes you got to tell both sides. So I can tell about all the great men in my life. I can tell about all my clients. I do church families hair. Most of my clients go to church. They still believe they had a word. And I tell most of my clients they are extraordinary women, extraordinary husbands, like just like they life. They are really great people. So I can't sit here and say that all of us are at a loss when I see so many of us doing good. And I have seen an improvement in the Black community. I agree with it. Everything is not for everybody. Some people is meant to talk about it, preach about it. Some people meant for the march, and some people are meant for the background. I think the problem is people don't play their role. They try to play all the roles and be everything. And I do think that it's a certain
Yeah, because they
place
don't
for
got no structure.
everybody.
They try to play
Right,
everything because they have no structure, no
right,
commandments, no rules to follow. That free will shit. I can do what I want. I don't even know what the fuck I want to do. So you got a
right.
lot of confused motherfucking men out here, and they confused because they don't know what to do. We out here picking and choosing. Go to college, or you make sure you pick the right major.
What's that?
Make sure you pick what you want to do and you
What?
you love to do, but you still it's a selected options of shit to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Right.
it don't make sense. You're supposed to have and follow some structure, some laws. And God said, we are special fucking people. Why aren't y'all doing and acting like the special people that y'all is? We are being monkeys for these people. Even though we think we not. We are being fucking monkeys or something. Entertainers and all of this shit,
Yeah, and
which
that's
is, and I
right.
know it hurt. And I'm an
The
entertainer.
entertainment.
And I'm
And that's
telling
what
you, all
bothers
of that
me.
shit has nothing to do with what the Most High talking about. He
Even
talking
even
about if we was to get on one accord, if we was all to get on the same accord right now, that would be the
Mhm.
only thing that systematically changed everything. By us getting on one accord, that's like your opposition, the op is looking at you like, damn, we can't even play them boys no more. We can't fuck with them
Right.
people no more because we can't, we not enticing them with what we got or making them where they run into the store buying this, buying that. They are humble people. These people are content with what the Lord gives them. They share with each other. They move different, and they not talking about these businesses and stuff like that because they are their own business, like to the point where it's already done. You know what I'm saying? Once they
You
together,
know what? And that's
and
another
that's the
thing.
issue.
The
That's
is
what makes
yeah.
shit. We don't get how this work. We don't get how this work.
I
It only
think
comes
the
together from the high power, the high source. It got to be, oh man, this what we believe in. This is the truth. And because I love my brother like I love myself, this how I'm supposed to be. These are the laws that I'm supposed to follow. We all following them, and we acting accordingly. That is what people feel. That's what your oppression, like, damn, the prophecy is being fulfilled. It's coming to pass. I mean, I feel something from these people. These people done went from wild and crazy to discipline in order. We not lying to ourselves, acting like it's not an issue, it's not a problem, and the way to fix it is us admitting
I
that we
think that
fucked up,
the yeah,
and
I
it's
think
time to
the
get right.
worst thing that
That's
people
it.
doing now is using and I'm gonna say this: people are using the Bible and the Word to divide. You can find any people. Somebody could go in the Bible and find a verse and say this represents you because you this, and that. Because it's something in there that talks about everything, every walk of life, everything that somebody's been through. The problem for me is, as a listener, listening to people use the Bible to condemn people instead of to teach. And for me, younger growing up in church, I feel like that's why a lot of people left the church. And when they left it, they didn't take the word with them because look who was given the word. And it is important for the messenger when you're a child, when it's your preacher and it's the church. You see them doing one thing, but they're telling you another. Action speaks way louder than words for me, right? So that's where the disconnect came for me. If the church did a better job, considering I grew up where the stores wasn't even open on Sundays in Chicago. Everybody was trying to hurry up and go to the store Saturday by 7 o'clock and get their liquor and bootleg because wasn't nothing shaking on Sundays. Everything was closed when I was growing up, right? 68th and Walcott. And this was in Chicago back in like the early 80s. And at some point, when these secrets and all of these things came out about the church and the preachers, they didn't make the preachers pay for what they were doing. What people did was say, I'm not going to church. I'm not listening to the Bible because the preacher did this and he reads the Bible. So there was the disconnect right there. They had more faith in the preacher than they did God. So they gave up on the
That's
preacher
all over
and
the place.
gave up on
That's
God.
all over
Yeah.
the place.
And once people start reading and learning for themselves, I think it'll be whether they agree with it or not. Because here's my thing: you can't talk about a book if you never read it, right? You have to read the content first and then say, I agree, I don't agree. I know so many people that misquote the Bible because they
That's
haven't
true.
even
I
read it.
believe that's true. I believe
They
that's true
ain't
to a
even
certain
read it.
extent, though, Cat. I believe that's
Right.
true to a certain extent because if I tell a thief, or if you tell a thief he going to jail if he get caught, is you
Mm-hmm.
condemning him?
No.
You don't feel like you condemning him.
No, I may be telling him the consequences of his actions.
So if I tell you if you don't obey the law, you going to hell, is that condemning you?
No.
It's not.
I don't think that this is what I'm saying for an example is what I'm saying is not you per se, but some people may use the Bible to say, men are evil. Men did this in the Bible. Men did that in the Bible. They did this in the Bible. They're not using it to teach the word. They may have went through something, right, where they hate men, right? So they go to the Bible to find scriptures to tell every man, this is why. That's what I'm saying when somebody condemning. They only using it to say the worst about a certain person, race, or ethnic. That's what I mean. So you saying what you saying is not condemning it. You stating the fact. Whether that person want to listen or not, that's on them. But some people go to the Bible to say something about a race, black people, right? Or to say something about men, or to say something about women. That's condemning when you're using it to put somebody down instead of to build
I
them up.
agree. There's people
Yeah,
like that in the world, all over the place too, as well.
yeah,
I agree with you on that. But
yeah.
I say I agree.
But I
I'm
see
just
an improvement in us. I see a great improvement. I'm gonna keep saying it. Like I
you
see
supposed to.
improvement.
You
You
supposed to
know,
see improvements. You supposed to
yeah,
see improvements. You know what I'm saying? I can agree with that as well. Like I say, it's not a thing that people can't get right. It's people that want to get right as well. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I'm not ignorant to that. I'm just saying if we really got in our comfort zone and really thought about this shit and really dug deep and thought about this, our
Mm-hmm.
ways, everything, and what the Father's asking us. And I always like to put myself in somebody's shoes. I never want to put myself in God's shoes, but I'm a sinner. When I do, I be feeling
We
like
all sinners.
if that was me, and if I was asking for that, if the story was true and I created the world, and if it was me, and I called y'all my children, and I felt as if like what I'm asking y'all to do, as I have a child, if I have children, and I'm asking you to do what I asked you to do, and you're not doing it, and then I'm like, I'm seeing what you're doing is hurting you, and you my child, and it's hurting you, and I'm the parent, I'm gonna feel some type of way. So
Right.
and then so I can I just and then I always think like if I cut the bullshit out and just thought just like this, like if I was start doing this, if I just start doing this to a T, like what bothers me, and I'll be like, damn, first come would be for like the change itself, like could I just I feel like cold turkey on everything almost, like do I got the strength? Like my mind play with me, like I know I could do whatever the fuck I want to do if I really put my mind to it. Then another thing come like, why you ain't did it yet? Then it be like, I don't know what the fuck going. Like I know better, this and that, and I'm irritated with a lot of shit. So my mind do a lot of shit. But then the truth never wavers though. The thought of knowing like if I did, everything would only benefit me. I see no negatives coming from nothing that the Father asking for me, but to let go of anything. Let me finish real quick. I
Mm-hmm.
see nothing that comes from this other than beneficial shit, and everything that I wouldn't want to, why I wouldn't want to do it, it takes away
Mm-hmm.
from everything that I consider free will, and most of the
Right.
shit that I can see free will that I'm have control of, I'm either not doing that great in, or I'm either sinning, or I'm either not causing a good example like I think, or in the good shit that I'm doing could be weighed on a scale with the bad shit I'm doing as far as influence goes to the people who connected to me. And if you really played it back, like how much influence I played on people's lives that
Mm-hmm.
benefits, all that comes into account. So I always end with like I always come out with more benefits from giving up all the fuck shit, whatever I consider to be of that's the other thing that come to my mind. Instant gratifications. All the instant gratifications were to go away. And the gratification that comes from over time, from really showing discipline, achieving a higher level of thinking and just health wise, mind, body wise, because I've gave up all things that can possibly slow that growth down. Whatever I can positively put my eye on that is causing me a negative thought process or telling me I can't do something, telling me I can't be where my mind is telling me you still got it. You still could change really if you really died for what it takes to be that pipe. You could really amaze yourself and some people, but you have no one in your circle that's thinking on a super high level like that to even help that out. You either alone or by yourself taking on everything or separating yourself from fuck shit, which is good and bad, however you want to call it. All these things can be weighed on a scale as far as positive, negative shit to us.
Right.
And it's that deep to think about. That's why it was always about destruction and following the law, because he always said you could not do this without me. This is what he meant. All of this that we involved in, without him, is our free will to have our own decision-making process based off our own interpretation, our own technology. We are free to be manipulated, free to be slaves, free to do whatever the fuck we want. That is our choice. But the Most High said that it also has manipulated you into believing what I'm asking you to do is the wrong thing. It is someone trying to enslave you, because not only does this sound bad from what you have inherited from your descendants, also what you go through every day from oppression, not only does so it makes you feel like you're being wrong, or this is not the right way to go based off of what you've been through and what you've learned, or whatever the case may be. But when if we were to do these things, we would be the better for it. It's just proven fact. Eat better, you this. You cut things out your way, you do this. You teach your children this, teach them in a way to grow like this, it will be this. That's not saying that everything will be great for you and life won't test you or none of that. But it will say that he will keep you covered by your discipline, by keeping you will be set apart, and you will show the world their flaws by being these type of people. They would know, like, okay, something
but you
ain't
do
right
know
here.
it's impossible for
Something ain't right
anybody
here.
to be without sin.
Right. It's not about being perfect. It's what it is.
Right.
Even in the world's imperfection, being in the world of and not of it, that means something. Yes, we will be in it, but we to be a separate people doesn't mean that you don't sinful thoughts or whatever. But just like anything,
It's whether you act
repetition.
them
But
out.
just like anything, repetition is key. If you start from a kid or a shorty and an adolescent, and it is being beat into your head, this is the way to be. This is what society will do to you. This is what your diet plan will be. This is what you will eat. This is how you will pray. This is how you will treat your brother. This is how you will treat your sister. It will be like second nature to you. It will be like second nature to you, and that's just the truth of the matter. The fact is, we have been untaught and taught the ways of the world by everything in the world. We've been taught the ways of the world by everything in the world. So because of that, that is all we know. So happen to go and relearn, reteach ourselves the truth, that is difficult to do based off what we have built with our life, built ourselves up to be, to go retrain ourselves and retrain our train of thought, to have to retrain our kids. Even to start that process, you will first have to admit to yourself that you was incorrect. And God say our pride is too much. Our pride is not gonna let us say after what we did was, so what I did was for nothing. So what I did just didn't fucking matter. So I just went through that and I taught this, and so you telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, and I made it this far. Yes, it is hard to believe it. I know, because he is going to break us down when he makes us understand that what has happened for some reasons, for a lot of reasons. us being a part of it, and some parts happen to do with other people who have influenced you, and the same thing for them. The people that you have touched, and you have not only the good side of you, but the bad side has influenced some people, whether it be in some small ways, minor ways, or not. The times when you wasn't in your right mind has influenced another person.
Yeah,
And
like we all
yeah, it's the
spiritually, everybody
accountability.
can
We
rub,
ain't got no
right.
accountability for nothing. No accountability. People, it's rare to find somebody who be as quick and openly to admit they wrong as well as they is to say something about somebody.
I'm sorry. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong, but I am around a lot of people who are
I know.
so
See, I'm
there.
not talking. Remember, I
Yeah,
say
but
it's
listen,
rare.
I,
It's
yeah,
rare
it
that you find
is.
people that's going to do that.
But I'm gonna say this: I'm gonna say since I've become enlightened, I don't have that problem with that group. Now that I have changed, most of the people I encounter are good people. The energy I attract is different. You understand? So what used to be is no more for me. Like I said, I don't have nobody calling me bitch. Like, what's up, bitch? I don't have nobody, they don't even refer to me as nigga. Like, what's up, my nigga? I don't even really have them conversations with people because as I change, the people who I attract change. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I never have to worry about somebody lying or being deceitful, but for the most part, I don't have to worry about it because as I became enlightened and changed who I was, and once I became in peace with myself and gave up some things, everything else, those other people just sort of remove themselves. You understand what I'm saying? They don't like the new me. So they remove themselves, which means majority of the negative people around me, they are gone. So I that's why I say I see a lot of improvement because now the people I'm around are people who have improved or they passed that point. I do come across people who I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this anymore. I don't even want to go through this with this person, especially when I'm doing hair. I won't do somebody hair if they look at, talk, or approach me a certain way. I have that discretion because they come in my house. And that's the point I was trying to make to Corn. You have to use your better judgment, especially when you do certain things. In his predicament, he needs to be able to reach everybody. But in my predicament, having a business in my home, everybody can't come in here. Can't walk through my door. You can't be around my daughter. You don't get to sit here with me. You understand what I'm saying? So my situation in dealing with people with my work is different from his situation and his work. I have to use that discretion on a daily basis, right? And
Yeah,
so
I
that's
agree.
the difference. That's the difference for me. But I do see an improvement with people, and God's message for people is not all the same.
You
For
know,
some,
hey,
He
look,
may want
listen. You
them.
don't see that
You,
much of improvement that they still can't come in your crib.
I mean, I just don't let them in. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I used
They
to do,
improved that
fingers?
damn much. You hear me?
I'm gonna tell you what I used to do. I would prepare myself for the
You say
bullshit. Like,
they ain't improved enough when they come around your door.
look, this is what I had to do. I used to be like, oh, this girl stinks, so I got to do this. This girl always come in here and smoke. So what I'm gonna do is when she go outside, I'm gonna lock her out, right?
Yeah.
So what I do now is they can't even come in my circle. I don't have to do that anymore because now it's like I never had to do it. I just kept dealing with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to use a better discretion.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't let everybody in. I used to let anybody. If it was money,
It's,
okay, I'll do your hair.
I feel you. I feel you. Look, I know what you're saying. I'm just like I
Yeah.
say, man. I stand on my position. Like I say,
Mm-hmm.
man. It's crazy out here. Like I say, and like you say, you gotta have that discretion when it comes to people. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you on all of that. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
my thing is, I told y'all like I could talk all night with this, but I'm finna get up off of here.
I want y'all.
I just want to end it though. Like I said, I love y'all, and that's from the heart. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes, sir.
I just really, I don't like to waste people time no more. That's the biggest thing about everything with me. I don't like to waste your time. Like people, we could talk about the business, the music, everything all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we gonna have a lot of spit your shit homerooms where we doing that. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes
Yeah,
you
this shit
gotta
right
take
here
a
is most
pause.
important.
Sometimes you gotta take a pause. I know we've been on here for hours. For those who did get a chance to watch this type of shit all the way through, salute. You know what I'm saying? For real. But
Oh yeah,
I just
you made
want to
it this
say,
far through, man. Salute, though. You
real
know what I'm saying?
salute for real, but
So
on
just
some
the type
real
of shit
shit.
that's needed. Also, talking about the fellowship type
Yeah,
shit earlier, and everybody just getting together, man. Y'all know we just lost two of the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Two of them,
Yeah.
like damn near back to back. You know what
that's
I'm saying?
crazy.
So they was very special in this on this platform that we talking about. I don't know
Goonie,
about
man, rest
all
well.
other platforms, but I
Goonie,
know.
rest well. And Ty, right? Ty,
Yes,
rest
sir.
well as well, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Real
Them
shit.
boys will spit your shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
I
why you
seen
got
a
to
couple of the
cherish
boys
moments
for
like this. That's why
top
you got to
five
cherish
Goonie
moments. So,
gang. Yes, sir.
like I was saying, I ain't finna get on here and waste y'all time when I talk to you or anywhere. Like I'm just at the point in my life where I value your life so much. Like I value my brother, like the Most High say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna play with you. I love you. Real talk. I don't care if you ever mad at me. You know what I'm saying? It is what
Right.
it is. You hearing it from the horse's mouth. I don't wish nothing but the best for you. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody, you know what I'm saying, all get to the Most High one day. But that's the type of time I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that. You know what I'm saying? Getting rid of the foolishness. And the stronger you get in it, the stronger it's gonna make me, because that's gonna motivate me seeing your change. That's why I love talking to you too, Trey Ball. I see you taking care of yourself, eating right. I mean, you're going to the gym, take care of yourself. That type of shit is that's real shit, man.
Yes, sir, man. I
When you
appreciate it.
see your brother
Likewise, shit.
on that.
You give me
You know what
motivation
I'm
too,
saying?
like all the
Motherfuckers out
brothers
here
shit.
dying, bro.
I see motherfuckers
Damn.
working out. See brothers talking about eating right. You know what I'm saying? My man Max Shakur, like I said, salute to a lot of
Yeah.
brothers if y'all
Yeah.
get through this. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
my man, he be on the page too, man. Max Shakur, look him up, better known as Dude. He Dude to me,
Yes,
man.
sir.
And also known as the vegan brother, or something like that. But the man making vegan salads, man, and he's selling them. And he giving out recipes, and he giving out recipes for
I
protein,
probably got to link into that right
for
away then, for
desserts
real.
and all kind of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Just link up with the brother. You know what I'm saying? Like for
Yes,
real,
sir.
for
I'm
real.
gonna definitely probably do that, bro. Cause I be thinking about that a lot too, man. Straight
Yeah,
up.
so everybody give me motivation too, and then we also gotta be in tune like this, you know what I'm saying? Like I said again with the fellowship, man, checking up on each other and everything, making sure that we supposed to be doing what the fuck we doing and holding each other accountable and also holding ourselves accountable, man. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the answer as well.
Yes, sir. I
As
agree.
I
I
said
agree.
earlier, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you was getting off the right track, wouldn't you want somebody to help you get back on? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure everybody in life would. Like we say, don't nobody just want to be no complete and total fuck up going down the wrong road all the time. You know what I'm saying? If you felt like a motherfucker could reach back and snatch you, would you want them to do that? You know what I'm saying? So you should be trying to do the same thing, man. That's just where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? In life. So I look at a lot of motherfuckers and get motivation and inspiration too, man. I wanna give it back and acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? So salute to all them people that I was just talking about, or whoever got something going on. That's why I'm at with it, man.
Yes, sir, man. Miss Cat,
I
man. Salute to
appreciate
all
y'all,
y'all.
man. I love y'all.
All right,
Man,
y'all.
take care of your loved ones. Man, they dropping fast. I just looked on the book and I see I lost another friend, Clarence Bush, man, and I don't even know how he passed. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I just a little while ago opened up Facebook and that's all I saw. It's like,
Oh,
damn.
wow.
My
Like,
condolences, bro.
man, take care of your people, man. Take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Jump in the homeroom, get in tune with us. We're gonna be doing more of these type of conversations. I think it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the more emotional, uh, the
Real
healthier they
shit.
can be. You know what I'm saying? No, real talk. You know what I'm saying? The more emotional, the healthier they can be, because we got to go through a lot of emotions to even fix ourselves. You know what I'm saying? A
Right.
lot of shit is
And it's
broken,
all good if you
and a
cussing
lot of
that shit
motherfuckers
out.
don't want to acknowledge it because they content and all that shit. Y'all know how this shit go, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can be here all night doing this shit. I like listening to y'all though.
Yes, sir, though, man. I appreciate you, man.
Same here.
All
Same
right.
here. All right,
I'm
y'all.
gonna
All
holler
right,
at y'all
y'all.
in
Be
a minute,
well.
man.
Salute.
Your shit university. We out of here, man. We ain't even do no proper introduction or no none of that, but y'all already know what it is, man. Get into them. It's been about 3 hours or some shit like that.
Damn
Yeah.
near 4.
We're gonna chop this bitch up and put it out there, man.
All right,
All
y'all.
right.
We're gonna take it to
All
the
right.
table, man. We're gonna put it out there, Joe. We'll cut this shit up, bag it up. I'm
Salute.
gonna holler at y'all in a minute, man. Salute.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Love.